Poestyle Electronics presents the Intellivision Gamer.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Intellivision Show. I'm Corey, your host, and if you know, you know. I couldn't resist. Gen X Grown Up called me Corey by mistake. You know, when you're recording things or you're live, sometimes you mix things up. I know we've all done it. I know I've done my fair share, that's for sure. But I started getting messages right away. Hey, he's calling you Corey, LOL. Yeah, so I let him know on the side just to be sure. So, but he says, yeah, I know your name. But, you know, just in the mix of recording things. So everyone's been calling me Corey. It's become like a side joke. So I'm like, I'm going to introduce myself as Corey tonight. So we're going to talk about the sprint. We've got a lot of stuff set up. Not everyone's seen all the videos. So right now I'm calling it Sprint World, but it's kind of its own segment on the show. Like I said, we're going to be hot and heavy on the sprint for a while, and we're still going to do all the regular segments as well. We're going to have the regular news. We're going to have a mail call. We're going to have a Homebrew Highlight on Kangaroo from Intelligent Revolution. It was a PRGE release in October. So if you like Intellivision content, don't forget to like the video, guys. And if you're new here, consider subbing, because I put out Intellivision content every week, sometimes multiple times a week. And, you know, it's definitely the place you want to be among a few others. You can also find me on Facebook, Atari Age, Discord, and Instagram. Started to lose track of which ones I'm on. There's so many now. Geez, and just trying to keep track of every message on every one. I always assure you guys, if I don't respond, it's not because I'm neglecting anyone. I really do try to respond to everyone. Don't feel bad. Send me another message. I do not mind. That's what I'm here for. I love interacting with everyone. I love answering questions. So don't ever feel like I skipped over. Doesn't matter what it is. I love answering everyone. So don't ever think I don't. All right. My email and all the links to everything I just said, they'll be in the description of every single video. And before I get started, I have to thank the channel members. We're back up to 35 again. That's awesome seeing the support, guys. Now, what this does, I put it on the lowest level. If the guys want to have, you know, channel membership and see their name in the green, and it also helps out because there's a lot of costs. I don't mean like the stuff I buy. I'm talking like, you know, StreamYard, $500-600 a year for the tier I'm on. You know, lots of things like that go into the channel, and it's cool to see. I'd only have one tier, the cheapest one, because I feel guilty. The only reason I even put memberships up is because so many people are asking for it. And I know I do the same thing. I am a member to a lot of channels. But we have 35 members, and I'm going to read it from the list so I don't skip anyone, because there's no way I'm going to remember all that. Roger Matthews, Mike's Gaming Gala / Michelle, TVsHasselhoff, GoGameGo, that's Jeffrey. We've got Metal Torso. We've got eebuckeye, Michael Dougherty, Intv Fun. We've got Rickster8 Retro Gaming, Mr. Poestyle, Kurt Bradshaw, Mark Bear, Retro Bliss Gaming, my buddy Phil, TORQ, Stephen Baker, all the way from the UK, Mike the Gaming Road Warrior, PJ Smith, Eric Lamb. He's a C64 guy that also loves retro gaming, and I got him to get an Intellivision setup. I need to send him games still. I just keep forgetting. Empty Pixel Gaming, Super Mega Grafx 64, the man, the myth, the legend that brought us Horse Racing Live originally. And he says I stole it, but he's kidding. I think. TrulyOffensiveName, Bacon Ice Cream Productions. That's my buddy Rich. Off Grid Arcade, that's Bart. Benvril, Savitor, Pierre, Gareau, Cammo, Ducky, that's Steven. Tom Jarvis, 8-Bit Widgets, Caleb. Then we have new members since last week's show, and at least one returning member. We've got Jonasness, GuppyCzar, IRgEEK, Lesismo 18, DJC Game Studios, my buddy Chuck, Steve Johnson, 1577. All 35 of you, can't thank you enough. Really do appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and welcome everyone in chat, and then we'll get started. We've got several things to talk about and show you guys, plus all the regular stuff that we do. I try to have a little more content here. Code Monsieur was first. Hello from Georgia. Well, we did have some real early. I think Tofu posted like right whenever I brought it live, and a lot of times I was telling him a little bit here. I do that as well. And then whenever they go live, that really old stuff just goes away. I don't know what happens to it, but I promise you, I'm not deleting it. Benvril's here. Welcome, Benvril. Super Mega Graphics 64. Corey, there we go. Corey is the best television guy. And here we go. Tofu, where did my comments from yesterday go? Yeah, they kind of disappeared. Like I told him, it happens to me all the time. And yes, we'll get into that here in a bit. Chris, Cromwell, HP. We're going to get into that whenever we get the sprint section. I might be able to scroll back up, but if not, you may have to bring it up again. I will scroll back up and look, though. Kurt Bradshaw's here. What's going on, Kurt? Good to see you. PJ Smith is here. Monday. Can't trust that. What? PJ saying greetings all. Mark Bear's here. Hey everybody, don't you just press 1 and 9 or 3 and 7 on the controller to pause the game, or was that just a few? That is on a lot of games. That is built in to the console if it's using the files, and I forget all the correct terms. I'm not a technical guy. But there's a lot of games that you just can't pause. And then there's a lot of homebrew games where they've made it a specific button where you just push a button. But yes, 1 and 9 or 3 and 7 on a lot of games that use the built-in exec. I think I've got that right. Those are the buttons for that. Jesse, Ivory Tower Collections here. Yes, most games would allow the console to blink the screen and pause by pressing 1 and 9 together. And it's or 3 and 7 most of the time. But if they don't use the exact, like a lot of third-party, I don't think, unless they made it happen, it wasn't in all of them. I know that. Sorry, guys, I've got a little bit of a cold. My kids are sick, and a lot of the kids all in their classes are sick, and it doesn't slow me down, but it gets a little annoying. You can just use ITC for short. I want to make sure they know. A lot of people are going to come in, Ivory Tower Collections, they can search that. If they search ITC, it might not show up. Metal Torso Gaming. What's going on, Torso? Good to see you. Torso's been streaming a lot of VR and retro gaming now and making shorts. So if you don't follow Torso, definitely go do so. There's a lot of channels in here watching for sure. Ivory Tower Collections has a channel as well. Super Mega Graphics, PJ Smith does. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Mike's Gaming Gala stayed awake this time. Mike, you don't sleep. How far am I behind? Oh my gosh, 8 minutes behind. There's a lot of people chatting. The Horse Stream Live. What's going on? Tofu. Hey, Corey. I'm going to try to skip through because that's way behind. Yeah, you are forever Corey now. You're also forever someone too, buddy. Corey it is. Bart's here. What's going on, Off Grid Arcade? Good to see you. Game over, says Horse Stream Live. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Core E. I get it all the time. In private messages, group chat, or group texts, it become a thing really quick. Mark Bear, my sprint is due to arrive Wednesday. Cool. I don't know when mine are coming. I mean, obviously, I have the one that Ben Jones of PlayOn sent me, but I bought 2 from Atari Direct, and I finally got my notice last night. And I live just a few hours from where these things are shipping from. So once it actually gets in the system fully, it won't be probably the next day. And then I've got some plans. There's some stuff I want to show and test, and I'm afraid to do certain things until I have another console because I don't want to be without one. Soon I'll have 5 of them and it won't matter. PJ Smith, my sprint is supposed to be here tomorrow. Ooh, that's exciting. He tried to trick me earlier. He sent a chat GP or whatever the hell, the AI stuff with him holding. I'm like, I just saw it small on my phone. I'm like, oh, cool, you got it. And then I open it up. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. My voice sounds all funny already. Channel members rock. The running man and an INTV gamer. I can't see them, but I know what they are. You guys probably see them in chat. I need to get some more in there. Maybe like a rating one, but I can't use 4 out of 10. I got to use like 1 or 2 or something. I got a few ideas. I just need to get them implemented. If you get full, If you get full, send members my way. I always try, sir. You know, that's one thing about me. I am not about myself. I'm about the retro gaming community, specifically in television, but all retro gaming YouTubers. I try to support everyone as much as I can. And yeah, I definitely send people other people's way. Chris Cromwell, hello. First time in television are here. Well, we welcome you, and it's great to have you. I know, like a lot of us, like I was saying, a lot of us that love Intellivision, man, we also love Atari. I have a huge collection, not as big as my Intellivision collection, but a huge Atari collection on the other side of the wall. Oh, look at this bastard. What's going on, TJ? My favorite bastard. Good to see you, buddy. Max Society. If you guys don't follow TJ, he has a few different channels, runs several groups, a lot of retro computers. He also has a very large Intellivision collection. He has a big one. He does a lot of different things. He's hilarious to watch, naturally funny. He also talks about things he buys. You know, TJ is the reason you see all this behind you. He got me back into collecting around 2020, I think. And I saw one of his videos on the Amico, his little skits. And I'm like, what? There's a new console coming? I think I'm going to check that out. And then I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to buy a few Intellivision OG stuff, you know, items, and not crazy like I did last time, because I was a very large collector before, years ago, about a 14-year break. And thanks to TJ, packages started arriving, and then they got quicker and quicker, and sometimes you had to move them to find the door. I had a lot more money now than when I collected the first time, so it was easier to do, and I already knew everything I wanted to buy, so it was just like click, 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 click. I don't think my wife liked it so much, especially when I told her it was all TJ's fault. Unlike some things,
this is all Casey's fault!
That was all TJ's fault. Star Paddler, Corey, Tracy, Casey's gonna get an identity complex. Well, DJC has a lot. Mike has a lot of different ones from all the skits he does and the intros. Man, I love all those things too. Trying to catch up. Where am I? Oh, I'm 4 minutes. I'm getting closer. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. I'm skipping that. The Gaming Road Warrior was laughing earlier in our group chat because me and Poe kept referring to you as Corey. Believe me, you're not the only ones. It's going on everywhere. I'm kidding, Corey. Appreciate everything you do. Thank you, sir. I, too, appreciate all of you guys. Those that watch, those of you that put out content. We all love the retro gaming community, and it really shows. 4 Strings, love your channel. Wish I would have found you sooner. Great stuff. I appreciate that. And better late than never. I've only been around a couple years. Before that, I was just a super viewer watching everyone else's channels. Pretty much got started as a guest with DJC on his channel, Astro Smash Mondays. I started, you know, whenever someone was gone, I'd fill in, I'd play games. And then I started being once in a while on the show. And then it kind of became a permanent thing. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. I never really liked being on camera, getting my picture taken. But I have a huge collection. I'm very involved with the Intellivision community. I'm like, kind of makes sense. Let's start a YouTube channel. And I had no idea I was going to be doing it as much as I have been. But we're getting close to episode 100 of the Intellivision Show. I've almost got the whole 125 for gameplay videos, working on homebrews, got myself into everything else pretty much. So I love being here. And when I don't do a show, which is very, very rare, it really does feel weird. It feels like not going to work when you should be or something, you know. It's like, not saying this is work, but it definitely is part of my life now. That's awesome. I don't know when I'm going to get mine, but I finally got the notice, and I was one of the first ones in. Luckily, I got the console I got from Ben Jones of Play On. I really do appreciate him, you know, all the nice things he said to me. And it was private, so I mean, it was genuine, and it really felt good. And I love that he sent me one. and I was able to bring up so much news to you guys and videos, and I keep testing and trying more, and now everyone has it, so we're going to find out all kinds of stuff soon, I'm sure. So did you say that TJ is responsible for your financial debtness? Not debt, just all the hours I work to pay for all this crap. He definitely is. Well, I mean, it may have happened eventually, but that honestly is the reason I got back into it. TJ's the crazy uncle of gaming. Yes, he is. And he doesn't live too far from me either. One of these days, you're going to see us live. He's going to come as soon as the house is done. We'll figure out whenever he can head over. He wants to see the game room, come over and meet in person and play some games. But first, I needed regular stairs and a doorway up here. That'll be happening in the next month or two. So sometime next year, I'd expect a special visit. Yeah, Mike skits are too much fun. My favorite one is Michelle. We got the O-Face. I always watch them. Like he says, some people just turn them on, watch, and some people don't like them. But I mean, everyone likes different stuff. I love seeing different things. He spends a lot of time and money and effort on those things, and I, for one, like them. I like some more than others. Like whenever he puts other YouTubers in, like we've had Phil. I'm going to be in an upcoming one for Mermaid. Old Man Poe, whenever he took the Dirty magazine and kind of went like this, I'm like, that was hilarious. He uses his family, so definitely very cool to see. Thanks, Mark. Corey, yeah, there we go. Corey will be in one soon. I think Mike's Gaming Gala just called you Corey on accident. Oh, there's another insider. Chris, when I first saw the Sprint no longer on pre-sale, I checked it out and discovered it allowed side loading. I had to jump on that as the main reason for my purchase. The Ataris not have that feature. Yeah, you can't even, you can't do any of that, which is awesome. A lot of people don't understand how awesome that is. They really, really did their homework, and they gave us pretty much a complete open system. If you saw my latest video, I can show you here in a bit. We're going to talk about it. I can add games to the main carousel that's built in. So, I mean, this console's, they did everything they could, gave us everything they could. They're continually making it better, taking suggestions from myself and others and implementing them. So they said they want this thing to be the best Intellivision option out there, and I totally 100% believe them and appreciate everything they're doing. Corey, not nearly as bad as another YouTuber who got a like and subscribe tattoo, except they spelt subscribe, and community went nuts. I don't think I've seen that. Oh, yes. Poe is my favorite cameo so far. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, besides Michelle, but that's not the same thing. So Poe's my favorite. Yeah. Just checked and my Sprint has arrived at FedEx in Orlando. Nice. That is awesome. I love seeing pictures and people saying they got their notice or they got their console. Mike's Gaming Gala says, my Sprint won't be here until the 18th. Yeah, a lot of people up north that ordered on Amazon, and even down here, they're getting that date and even later. I believe that's the first group of dates for Amazon, but I could be wrong. TrulyOffensiveName, what's going on? Has anyone figured out how many? I have not done so, but I can tell you, my buddy Cyrus put on a lot of artwork files and all the 125, and his carousel, I believe it stops showing at R. I'm not sure all what he did or didn't do, and I haven't tried it myself, but I will be trying that very soon. GuppyCzar, what's going on? Hello. Stock Jock. Mark Bear, I just checked, and mine is in Orlando too. I'm in Tampa, hopefully in a day or two. Nice. Like I said, mine is about to ship. I got the first step, which is just the notice from Atari. FedEx doesn't have it in hand yet, but I am only a few hours away, so my other two consoles should be here like a day, maybe two tops after they actually ship. And I have a few other things planned to show you guys as soon as I don't potentially mess up my only Sprint. I'm not willing to do that, but soon I'll have backup. So my tracking shows my Sprint should arrive on the 15th with FedEx, but still sitting in California. Yep, that's mine as well. But I'm in California and only a few hours from that facility, so hopefully soon once it gets out there. GuppyCzar, I was on the fence about pre-ordering, but My mobile died. Motherboard died in my PC, so I got shoved off the fence. That's whatever it takes. As long as you're joining the club, that's awesome. Kajanox, hopefully I'm saying that right. What's up, everyone? Did anyone get the sprint yet? There are several people getting it now, and a lot of people getting their notice. And sorry, guys, I'll probably be drinking a little bit of water. I'm getting my kids cold, and I can feel, you know, when you feel your throat and all the nasal stuff. I don't ever cancel the show. Unless I'm stuck in the bathroom, I probably would then. 4 strings with excitement and units sold. I'm almost 100% sure that Atari will release another version in the future that can accept cartridges. We'll see if they can get some licensing. Not Activision, though. Yeah, I definitely hope that other products are in the works. I hope this thing sells well. I hope the Intellivision community shows them that, hey, we're out here, we exist, and we're a little bigger than you might think. I think they're realizing that, and let's see how it goes. OG Hugo, the guy that makes cool controllers like this for your Intellivision. Let me show you the cool back. Oh, wait, I don't have one of those. Chuck does. He has his picture on the back. But these controllers, they plug into your original consoles and modern ones as well. He has an arcade joystick. He has a lot of console upgrade stuff that he does and sells. Definitely check out, oh boy, is it oghugo.com? Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. TrulyOffensiveName. I'm looking forward to the CIB USB releases coming from Digital Revolution. Yes, and we are going to talk about that. That is, you found that really fast, sir. That literally just went up like in less than an hour before I went live, and we will be showing all that. I've got it set up already. Nice. Rats just got over a bad cold sinus infection. Hopefully passes quickly. Yeah, I never slow down. It just makes me sound funny or feel a little more tired. I still go to work 6-7 days a week when we're not doing stuff. And I still do the shows. I don't record extra videos, but I always do the show on Monday. I think my FedEx driver plans to walk mine the whole way to Kentucky. Hopefully not. Do you know if the Sprint will play the Intellivision? Yes, it does. We'll talk about that in a bit in the Sprint World segment. I need to find a better name, but for now, it's called Sprint World. Yes, OG Hugo. He's infamous. Can't wait for the dongle to use your controllers with the Sprint. Yeah, that'd be sweet. There are some official ones coming as well. OG Hugo will have his. I know there's others that I believe are in the works, and I will be showing them as soon as I can. All right, we finally caught up. 23 minutes in. You guys are awesome. Lots of people here. Lots of people chatting. Love to see that. All right, so show update. As I said in the intro, I have a new segment called Sprint World. Kind of going to bunch all the Sprint topics and things into one segment instead of talking a little bit about them here and there throughout the show. The rest of the regular show segments will remain the same. Just want to have a Sprint its own little highlight. We're going to cover everything in there, whether it's something cool that someone figures out, you know, pictures, information, just anything and everything Sprint related. My nose is itching now. I'll probably change the name at some point if I think it's something I like better, but that'll do for now. Channel update. So I still haven't done the 1,000 sub giveaway because I was right at 1,000 subs at PRGE. And whenever I did the videos on the Sprint and had the little interview with Atari and the other coverage I've done, I just skyrocketed. And now we're over 1,500 subs, which is awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate it. And I can really see tons of new people, tons of more view hours and comments on everything I put out. And it really is cool to see. And I really do thank you guys for watching. And I hope you find some valuable content. It's the whole reason I'm here. I'm not here to be a big YouTuber. I'm here to help the Intellivision community, help you guys find what you might not have seen yet, and show off my collection. And that's why I only do Intellivision on YouTube, because I didn't even want to be a YouTuber. It just kind of happened. Personal update. I have 1,000 square foot add-on that I live in what used to be my grandparents' old house. And I completely, about 3.5 years ago, I did a lot of the, man, my nose won't stop itching. Sorry, guys. Completely gutted a lot of it. Did a lot of the outside work. It was a dairy for decades. And the house got to me, completely took it down to studs, paid a group of guys to come in and redo everything. Now it's a modern smart home. Now, 3 years later, a little over, we started 1,000 square foot add-on, and we've had a few delays like usually happens whenever you're doing these kind of projects. It is almost done. It is literally down to the last few things. I would say, and then maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, cross your fingers for me, we will have a finalized house, fully inspected, and be able to move stuff in, which we are super excited for, to get the house all organized and set up right before Christmas. It's going to be awesome. It's been a 3.5 year journey for this add-on to happen. It hasn't been happening for 3.5 years, but it's been planned and happening, that whole time, and we are ready. Mr. Poestyle, everyone's saying hello. Uh-oh. I can't remember if I read this. Apologize. Just found your channel. Looking forward to following your content. I'm a huge Intellivision fan and still have my original from 1980 with all the games and inserts. So this sprint is golden. Nice, Stock Jock. I still have my original consoles. Sadly, when I found eBay in 98 and collected the first time, all my games are mixed in. I know I still have some of my childhood games, and eventually I'm going to go through and check manuals. If I can find high scores that I wrote in, I'm going to set them all aside. And I had like 30 to 35 tops games as a kid from the start in 80 until I stopped buying for it. Man, my nose won't stop. So, but I definitely know where my 2 consoles are, and I love still having those at least. Thank you for being here. And like I said, I hope you find some cool stuff. Everyone's saying hello, hello. New member, Stock Jock. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. 4 Strings, your video on how to add and organize Intellivision files for USB was a huge help. I'm glad that people are finding that stuff useful. I have more info. I'm better at information than I am, actually making the videos. The more I do these, I'll get better. And I've got a lot of equipment. I just need to get a little better at doing certain things. And once I get this house done, I plan on doing a better setup up here. I'm really good at, live shows and gameplay videos, piecing together videos. I don't do as much, but, I'm going to have a lot of things set up, remote cameras to other play areas. This is a pretty big game room. You only get to see a little portion of it. So I do have a lot of things coming in the next few months, probably in the next year, but I'm looking forward to trying all those. Famous or crispy? Evening, folks. Migrated here from Papa Pete's Tuesday stream. Well, good to have you, sir. Appreciate that. There's only a handful of us guys that do Intellivision, and if you're looking for more, DJC Game Studios, he does a lot of Intellivision stuff. There's a lot of other guys like Cyrus, Super Mega Graphics 64. He'll do a lot of different things, but does Intellivision. I know I'm going to forget someone and feel bad. Retro Bliss, Mike's Gaming Gala does a lot. Almost forgot a big one. There's a lot of them. So, or not a lot for a little, if that makes sense. The pole needs wireless. Yeah, I try to do a mix. I did a mix of like standard things and things that we found out. I just had to put something. I wish I could have put 6, but 4 is the limit. Man, I hope probably the first of the year with Christmas getting close and we're going to be so busy. Believe me, man, I had to clear this back wall for the door coming, and then it all filled in. It was already full over this way and behind. And then the other stuff I've got going on, I brought even more stuff. Can't even hardly walk in here. Mike's Gaming Gala has seen this place whenever I buy a lot of stuff and don't have a lot of time to go through it. It's twice as bad as the worst one you saw before, Mike. I'm going to have to take some stuff down and in the shop until that door goes in. I have to have it cleared out for these guys to work. And then all over here is going to have to be cleared out. I have aluminum attic stairs. That's how I get up and down. And that's all going to get filled in. And I'm going to have some more space that I don't have to worry about. So yeah, hopefully soon, because I can't wait for that to happen. Then I can rearrange all this. All these shelves are temporary here. That'll go somewhere else. We'll have something that looks a little better there. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, that's for sure. All right, sweet, because I've got it. I'm going to show some stuff on the website, and thanks for letting me know, Luke. And here we got Luke, the Intellivision collector, guys. Let me refresh, and I will see right now, because I've got it sitting here ready to go. Hit the refresh. Bam, there it is. Sweet. All right. Uh-oh. I was busy trying to dig out my ColecoVision cartridges. What are you playing on, sir? Savitor, the horse racing champ, says, good evening, Corey. Why, whatever do you mean, Savitor? New member, Chris Cromwell. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. ColecoVision. I like all retro gaming. I mean, I like the Odyssey too. I have a complete US set, and on my other channel, which we are live streaming on both, the Retro Gamer, I do have some content there for other things, and I plan to do more. It's just Intellivision takes a lot of my time, and my life's been so crazy busy for the last couple years. But when I slow down, hopefully next year, I plan on doing a lot on both channels. Corey, that's terrible. You didn't remember that your name is Corky? No, not Corky. Got my prepared to ship notification for Sprint today. Excited to explore the library. Last night late, I got my notice for the 2 consoles that I actually purchased. And the one for anyone that's come in late, the one I have and have been playing on and testing with was from courtesy of Ben Jones of Play On. You need a Batman sliding bookcase hiding your inner sanctum. There's not enough room for the stuff I have already. Corey was going to put the wireless remotes on the pole, but he forgot to on accident. That's a mouthful, and I haven't even seen anything, but I guarantee you Mike's saying something somewhere right down here, and everyone knows it. You should get dust covers for the room renovation. It's simply going to be a door on the end. But yeah, it might get a little dusty when they cut through the sheetrock. I'm unsubbing from you, Bart. That was like one line that almost took everything in. I think the only thing you could have added was something about Michelle. Oh, speaking of Michelle. Michelle just sent me a message. What the heck? You're a funny guy, Mike. What the heck? That's hilarious. Can you explain how the homebrew games will work? Yes, sir. We're going to talk about the Sprint stuff here in a bit, and definitely bring that up if I do forget. I want to try to keep all the Sprint stuff in one area, and then I won't lose the comments or skip around everywhere. I try to keep it somewhat organized and the same. Why not just sideload all the games and play everything from the memory stick? See, this is the thing. Some people want to do certain things. Some people want to do it a different way. I know for me, I would like to have, and I'm going to have that as well. In fact, one of the things I'm going to show you in mail call, I bought a bunch of USB sticks just for the Sprint, and I don't want to, Mike. So I'm going to try every which way, but it would be cool, I think, to have all the original 125 on the carousel built in, or maybe all the games you play all the time, like your favorites. I don't think it's going to be easy. I mean, not hard, but it's not going to be easy to get rid of everything that you put on there, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But the thing is, it's completely open. If you want to do it one way and I want to do it another way, or, you know, there's so many different options, they've left it open for us. So each individual can do it however they want. I don't think I've seen one of these mini or newer consoles as open as this one is ever. And the fact that it's my favorite and first console, I'm loving it. And it's going to keep getting better, guys. They keep implementing new stuff. And now that more and more people are getting it, more things will come up. And I really do think they're going to keep going for a while. I mean, eventually it's going to end. All right. Mike says, please specify. A lot of people might not even know that's you, sir. So, I mean, specify that it is AI. I can guarantee you that is really Mike. That is his Michelle character on his show. The movement part might have been AI, but everything else there was real. I did not turn him into Michelle. Just to clarify everything, full disclosure. Just playing the common old Phoenix. Common? I have one of those, and I know a lot of people want one. I wouldn't call them common anymore. Yeah, I was setting up my 8-bit dough remote to enjoy some ColecoVision Phoenix action like most people do. Most people don't have one, sir. I got lucky because that was towards the beginning of me getting back in everything. And I'm like, hey, I don't have a ColecoVision set up. This plays everything. It's FPGA. You can use Super Nintendo controllers. You can load ROMs and play Homebrew. And I'm like, I got to have this. And I'm glad I did because you don't want to pay for one of those now if you can even find one. Make sure to click like twice just to hammer it home. You can if it makes you happy. I like using that one too. Mike's Gaming Gala got no shame in his game. Well, I did make it that was a still picture, but he does do a lot of characters, and Michelle's my favorite one. I'm not gonna lie. Of his, Old Man Poe's my favorite side piece so far. I probably worded that wrong. Talk about how whenever you're live or recording and things don't come out right, don't always have time to think about how things are when there's like 40-something people watching. Hell of a time to be an Intellivision fan. Yes, sir. And it's exciting. I mean, I've been an Intellivision fan for years, lots of homebrews, lots of things. But finally, after all these years, we get a cool console. And I love this thing from the size of it, how well it works, how open it is. I mean, doesn't have a cart port, but it wouldn't play a lot of the homebrews if it did anyway. So if I had to pick cart port, side loading, I'd pick side loading all day, every day. And I have all the carts and not all the ROMs. So, I mean, I'm going to be buying everything I don't have, but I do have a lot of them, but nowhere near like the carts. I have all the carts. The carousel may not support all the games on, yeah, it may not, but you could also maybe limit it, like maybe just put boxes for the ones. It's however you want. That's the thing. This thing is so open. You can, if you want it one way, do it. It's like whatever works. We'll just keep trying stuff and seeing what works, and then people know, and they can configure theirs however they want. I've seen one cool setup I've seen, which I have a USB hub sitting right here that I use not for that, but they have multiple USB sticks organized with different things, and they just push a button and it loads that stick, and they have like little label maker thing, and they just push the button and they load different things into the Sprint that way, and it works great. So that's what I'm thinking. Just put everything on a memory stick. To me, that's easier because I'm going to have a lot of these consoles. Not in the bathroom, guys. Everyone keeps making that joke. I'm going to have a TV in there. Wife won't let me. Just kidding. I don't want one in there. But I don't want to give anyone a reason to stay in there longer. So every room in the house pretty much will have one. And I'll just copy my memory stick or my USB stick. And then boom, each one will have one. Wait, that was a dude? Now I'm disappointed in my wiener. Oh, man. Yeah, the game files are fairly small. It doesn't take much room. I believe there's enough to do the 125. I believe, but I need to try it for myself and figure it out. I've been so busy. What I've got out is everything I can get out. Wish I could have afforded the Phoenix when it came out. Yeah, now we really can't afford it. I wouldn't be buying it right now, I'll tell you that. But we don't know yet what the limit is for the USB stick. Some say, yeah, I haven't tried that either. And it wouldn't be just games. It would be like all the files. So I will know that this week. I'm sure someone else is going to post it up before I do, but I'll definitely talk about everything that I find, whether I do it or not. And I always give credit where credit is due. I'll say, you know, I saw so-and-so tried this and this works, or, you know, this is the limit. Well, to be specific, that character's name was Alada Falatio. Hopefully I said that right. I'll never hear the end of it. What's going on, TVsHasselhoff? You are fashionably late, but always welcome, last minute or not. Oh boy, even a guy that's not here all the time is in on the Corey stuff. Any thoughts on how many sprints have been sold? I don't know, haven't asked, but I can tell you, I think it's done better than expected. I'll tell you that much. How does the wireless controller feel? Is the disc and keyboard well built? So yes, the controllers feel pretty close to the original. Everything except the side buttons, you might be able to hear it. They are clicky side buttons, but they're very easy to press. The number pad feels so close to the original, it's not going to matter. The disc, same thing. The only thing that might be odd for people, you don't have the recess for the cord whenever you put the original controllers back in the console. But all it is that's just from habit, because I easily just switched a little bit how I was holding my hand, and I have no issues. I've played this thing every single day. I've had it for a few weeks now, and I don't have any issues. So it may be awkward at first, but you'll be used to it. Trust me. Oops, lost track of where I was. Trichome 79. I know Casey's responsible for like 5 potentially. How do you put the games on USB? So you have the files. You just put the USB stick in your computer, and you can open a folder and drag them over right in the root directory. And we'll talk more about other things soon. Oh boy. Controller feels like an original. It does. It really does. Side buttons are different, and the back not having the recessed area is different, but it's so it couldn't have been a better fit from something so new to something so old as this one did. TVsHasselhoff, anxious to see if we'll get a full keyboard support. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute. You guys are getting ahead of me. But I totally agree with you, and I had a lot of thoughts of all these things right away. Yep, side buttons are plastic instead of rubber, and I've played a lot. I don't have any sore thumbs yet. It's really easy to click it. Poe says, I hope that an Intellivision homebrew comes out about an 80s rock band. I want to see Mike dressed as every member of the glam rock band in an intro with British accent. He can and would, as long as all the members vote for it. Chris says, will Atari put you in the console? No. Perhaps collect royalties. I'm glad to help. There's a lot of people a lot smarter than me, but as far as technical things go, but I'm glad to be here to test things and to give little suggestions. They did all the hard work, but this is like a community effort. Sometimes I'm reporting things that other people bring up. As long as it gets to them and everything can get implemented that they can do, it just makes the console better and better for all of us. And I love, we're not just say, here you guys go, hope you like it. They are constantly working, asking things, testing, implementing new things. It's so cool to see. I've never been a part of anything. Not that I'm a part of it. I didn't mean that. I've never experienced a console release where, we had so much say on things that get implemented. It's just really cool to see. Someone will 3D print. Yes, that's already being done. I've already seen them. So just kind of snaps on the bottom. And yeah, I think there's a few people doing it actually. I have a Raspberry Pi, but unfortunately the Intellivision games don't play well due to the controllers. Yeah, there are a lot of games that you can play like that with like an Xbox style controller, but there's a lot you can't. If it's just getting them started, you can bring up a key with the keypad, or bring up the keypad with a key and kind of go through the menu. As long as you don't need them whenever you're playing, it'll work. But there are ways to hook up original Intellivision controllers to your RetroPie and computers. My nose is driving me nuts. Current serial number seems to indicate 5,000, but I'm interested to see if global deliveries increase the number. Now, sometimes you could have different numbers in Europe, the United States. I don't know how they're doing it yet. I guess we'll start figuring that out. I can tell you what mine is, and I had one of the first ones, and mine is a European box. I think I have that right. Mine has 4 leading zeros, 4904. So 4904 is mine. And I saw 1 and 2, which I would love to buy one of those, at PRGE, and I got to unbox one of them. I don't even know which one it was. Did someone do an Intellivision homebrew of the Journey game. I believe so, Benvril. They're not spongy, so like when you click it, it's happening right now. I have had no issues with the side buttons at all. Like I said, I played this thing every single day. I find a reason or some time to come up every day, even if I'm busy, even if I just play a couple quick games. It's more for testing, or it's just as much for testing purposes as it is, that I want to play them. I like the side buttons. Poe. I agree. I love Raspberry Pi, but some controllers really need the original. Yeah, Intellivision's definitely one of them. But like I said, there are ways, but I think this console kind of solves everything. And for $150, I mean, I love it. I think it covers every base except for carts, and that's not really necessary. All these carts, that it would be a cart dumper anyway, and you'd still play it from memory and emulation. It's not reading it from the actual cart. I'm a bit big to be Steve Perry, but I could try. Hey, you can do a lot of things. Whatever size it works, we'd know. Don't stop believing, Mike. You can pull it off. I have faith in Mike. If he puts his mind to it, he can do it. I faithfully think you can hit those notes, Mike. I wouldn't mind seeing him try. I don't know about listening to him try, but seeing it, yeah. Just don't go your separate ways from us, Mike, okay? I actually have a low singing voice. In college, I played, what? Jabber in Les Mis? Man, my nose will not stop. Coldies is your friend, especially orange flavor. But anyway, you want it. I see what you did there. Yours is 3743? Huh. You've got a lower serial number than I do. But yours is the US version. So like I said, it might have started at 4,000 or something. Who knows? I don't know. It could just be a random thing and they're all one big lump sum and only the boxes are different is the likely way of it. You'd pay for serial numbers one? Yes, I would, even if it wasn't working, if something was wrong with it, even if it couldn't be upgraded, even if it wasn't the final, which they weren't. They were prototypes. I would love prototypes. I didn't know you collected doubles, Casey. I don't do doubles on games, a lot of homebrew games anymore. There are some I will. Some I have many. But I used to order 2 of every one. I just can't do it anymore. There's too many. Journey sung by a bass would be an experience. Mike would have to sing Journey death metal style. All right, so we need to get into some of the show because now we're really far in. It's fun talking, but whoo! There is a poll. Let me go check it really quick because I know it's been a while. We have 38 votes so far. And again, there's a lot of things missing. I know maybe I'll do a separate for next week, and then we'll do the top, or however many I can get, and then we'll do the top for each one and find the overall. Who knows? 47% say sideloading. 26% say plays all modern homebrews. 13% tie for using USB controllers and the HDMI output. We'll check back in a while. Sometimes I forget later, but I have it in notes to try. Not only was the sideloading impressive, I really couldn't pass up the price. $150 isn't bad price. I agree. With wireless controllers, they're 2.4 gigahertz. They're not Bluetooth. These things have no delay that I can notice at all. 45 included games, HDMI. I think it's a beautiful console for the price, and I don't mind paying that at all. I mean, I would have paid whatever, but I think it's a very fair price, and I think it would have been cheaper if it wasn't for all the tariff stuff. I heard that made everything go up some. That was just hearsay, but I mean, it's believable. All right, let's get into some news. We're at the beginning of the show, and it's like almost an hour in. And I have to take my daughter. I don't know if your guys' kids or grandkids do this. I get home, and on Mondays, I get home, say hi to everyone, few little things, and I come up here and I get ready for the show. I wish it was easy, but there's a lot of things I have to do. And my daughter tells me, hey, I have a Christmas play tomorrow, and I need some Christmassy clothes. And I'm like, what? We don't have anything? She's like, no. So right after the show, they're with my parents. I got to go pick them up because they feed them. And then because my wife's still on swing until the house is done. And so now I have to, as soon as we're done here, go get them, go to town, try to get her some Christmassy clothes for the event she has tomorrow. And the worst part is I go to all her school functions. I've only missed one, and that's because like this, I legally have to give my employer notice before I use school function hours. Well, a few hours before, they won't let me go. So I told her, sadly, I won't be able to go, baby. And she's a little sad, but it's like, there's nothing I can do. I feel bad, but I go to everything, and I'll have to miss this one. Oh boy. Catch up. We got to keep this stream going. I should have been gone. I was thinking about swapping out the plastic side buttons with the rubber ones from the Intellivision Flashback, but they might stick out too far. If you do anything like that, I would definitely like to see pictures and information. I'll definitely share it. All right, so Intellivision news. We're going to start with what we always start with, and we're going to start with some high score results from the weekly challenge in the Intellivision Facebook group. And this week was Lock and Chase. Kevin Schultz puts on this every week. We had another great turnout, 17 people. I sadly did not have time to enter, but 17 people played. Stefano with the big win, 85,740. Sagadin, 69,900. Pascal, 64,960. Kevin Schultz, the guy putting it on, 61,620. Mike, not Mike's Gaming Gala, different Mike, 55,260. Adolfo, 53,680. Intellivision Fanzine, the guy that does the digital magazine. I hope you guys know about that. Definitely look it up if you don't. If you can't find it, send me a message on pretty much anywhere, and I will send you a link. Doing very cool stuff, and I very much appreciate him. Romaine, 38,700. Alan, 34,960. Cristiano, 34,540. Pascal, number 2, 31,760. Kirk Kietsky, 18,940. Another close one here. DJF, 18,840. Jim, 13,440. Cesario, 11,660. Jose, 6,640. GuppyCzar, 3,400. Great to see so many people playing here lately. I don't know if it's just more people getting involved, free time, maybe it's the games, and maybe it's all the above. This week until Sunday, they are playing Ladybug, a game that I know how to play, but I'm not very good at it. If I get some time, I'll definitely put a score in. All right, what's next? Intellivision Revolution. There is an official newsletter out. Definitely go to IntellivisionRevolution.com and subscribe to the newsletter. Check out his website. So I'm going to go through it here. New homebrew games by Intellivision Revolution. Check out the store. The store is getting populated. I haven't posted yet. He's slowly adding things. We're talking about physical. New game by John Hancock. They are selling more. That is Turtles by Brian's Man Cave. Tortoises, rather. They're doing another small run. I don't know if it's out yet. I haven't clicked it. I have my copies. I don't know if you can. You can't see them. They're up in the corner up there. I got to have Brian sign one of them. I've got 2 signed by John Hancock. Intellivision Collector is on fire for more than one reason. Visit the popular website, IntellivisionCollector.com. We're going to show that off here in a minute. And Intellivision Revolution presents new game releases compatible directly on the new Atari-produced Intellivision Sprint home console. Digital Revolution games coming in 2026. Stay tuned. We're going to show you information on that as well here shortly. You've got Intellivision apparel. There's a link to go buy some swag. Oh, I need a drink. Digital games by Nano Chess, the guy that has brought us mini games. Also, Inti Basic for you programmers. He has several books out. He does stuff other than just Intellivision, but Intellivision is the big one. There's also a link to a high score club here. All right, so one thing we got to talk about. So a lot of us, and you see a lot of chatter about, let me make sure I'm on the right screen here. I want to make sure I'm seeing what you guys are seeing, because sometimes I'm on the wrong one. Come on, there we go. Oh, my nose. So we're talking about artwork and all the files and people working together trying to find it. I haven't seen any negativity or anything legally about posting artwork on the 125, but a lot of the publishers are watching, and we need to not share the artwork for the homebrews. I'm not talking like certain things. Some things are just out there and free and people don't mind, but there's a lot of free games where people are planning on doing digital releases with all the information. And they have reached out to me, Intellivision Collector, Intellivision Revolution, Electronite, and I'm sure others. They don't want their artwork, even though it's not the games, it's all licensed artwork. They don't want those shared publicly in the groups like this. If you buy the games, you have it, and you can resize them and use them. But if they see things like this happening, it's not going to be good for us as a community. Please respect. We need to respect their rights on the homebrew games. If there's permission given, that's great for certain ones, because there's a lot of free things out there, and we'll go over that in a little bit as well. And Mike's Gaming Gala has a great video that how to get Intellivision digital games for your Sprint, and they are free ones and paid for. So I definitely suggest watching that one as well. So how to get that out of the way, because a lot of that's going on. A lot of people are asking me. I will gladly help anyone do anything, but I can't point you to ROMs, and I can't share artwork or condone artwork that is not supposed to be out there by the homebrew publishers. And trust me, they see everything we see. Nobody will get away with it if they're doing it. Trust me. All right. So Digital Revolution, let's check that out. Someone's already seen it because Truly Offensive talked about it. Let me get back to the right screen here. Too many windows. All right. Let's catch up on chat real quick. Uh-oh. Wow, an hour in, we're just past the intro. I've got to jet tonight all. Thanks for stopping here, Mike. Make sure I didn't miss anything else up here. Don't want to miss any comments. Game Master 99.99. I had an original from 79. That's awesome. Don't want to miss anything good here. People saying bye to Mike. Someone please sell me a stick of ROMs for the Sprint. So there are things like that are going on. As long as it's a 125, there's a lot of that available out there. No problem. That'll be $300. I had a GTE version from my work. That's a Sylvania, right? GTE Sylvania? I think so. I have several Sylvania. Those are a little more rare. I have complete in box. I think I have 2 of those. Oh, I think I talked to you online. Yes. I know who you are now. I think it's one of the earliest consoles, too, was the Sylvania. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. GT owned Sylvania. They were huge in the 70s. Huge. Good night, Michelle, says OG Hugo. North American Phillips bought GTE in the late 80s. Yes, okay, I thought so. So here we're going to take a look at the official debut of Digital Revolution. This is digital game sales from Intellivision Revolution, who typically does not sell ROMs. So there is an Atari Age post. Sprint has its own category now. It is Intellivision Sprint. It's under the Intellivision, but it's Intellivision Sprint. They have their own area. And that's where I pulled this from, literally, a little before I went on. So here we go. Compatible with the new Sprint console by sideloading LTO Flash JZI Intv emulation, which will include game manuals, at least one controller overlay depending on the game, game case, sleeve, USB drive with game, ROM, or bin config files. Will be plug and play with game box art loaded on the USB drive. Prices per anticipated to be between $10 and $20 USD. They'll be for sale early 2026, either on eBay or the Intellivision Revolution store. Don't forget to visit Intellivision Collector, Intellivision.us, nanochess.org, etc. for game ROMs if these physical ROM packages do not interest you. And we'll be going over all those. I have all those linked up here, set up to show you guys where to get some ROMs, both free and for a small fee. These are not meant for the hardcore Intellivision people, but the people that just want to plug and play like physical items. And he knows better because we are all going to buy them. Intellivision collectors have to buy everything, or at least, I'm sorry, the variant Intellivision collectors have to buy everything, and we will. So there you can see what I've seen these for a while. I'm glad to be able to show them. They're in the clear plastic cases. He has a scaled down version of the game box art. And there you see several games. Oh, it's Pitfall Anthology on this one. There you see several PRG games, some classic games, and some games from yesteryears. Look at that. Super Mario Bros. That's a cool game. And you can experience that with your Intv. And I'll be showing you guys, I'm going to do little, not commercials, but little infomercials, short ones to show and make videos on some of these products I have. But your Intv, let me grab it. I got one here real quick. Of course, it's plugged into stuff. So this is an Intv. It lets you plug in NES, Super NES controllers. You can use 2-player or 4-player. You can play with whatever controllers you like on your original console. This was actually FDR for Prez's unit. Mine is right over there. I grabbed the wrong one, but it's the same either way. It's a great way to play a lot of games, especially Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers with an NES controller on your Intellivision. How cool is that? I've already been trying it. I can't beat it yet. I'm right to the end. I'm looking forward to making that video. Here you can see, where'd my window go here? Here you can see the back of the boxes. Pretty much a regular game, just smaller scale. This shows you what it's going to look like inside. You've got the little, you see that's on the USB stick. That is a cart label that is on the USB stick. There are the manuals. I believe those are the same size. And 511 Under, another programmer and hardware guy. eebuckeye. A lot of regulars. Very exciting because we have not seen much as far as digital sales go from Intellivision Revolution. So it's great to see that happening. The Sprint has done so many things for the community, and more games becoming widely available in digital form. That's definitely a big one. Let me make sure I don't want to miss any of your guys' comments. Games Master, all Amazon has told me so far when I ordered it on the 5th was I'll get an email. Yeah, Amazon did that to me as well. I think that's for everybody. Tricome. Intellivision is so cool. Yeah, that game's well done. That'd be another one good to play with. My favorite so far, I use 8BitDo wireless controllers hooked in through my Intv, and they work perfectly. And they're new, they're wireless, and you can play some of these, certain games. I'm one of those nutballs that prefers the original controllers for most games, but sometimes I want a gamepad, and sometimes I want an arcade stick, and I can do that. There's a lot of different ways you can do things like that. Time Pilot I haven't heard about yet. Those weren't all the games. Those are just what he's showing. I can't confirm or deny that because I honestly don't know. He just simply told me not yet. So he didn't say no. So I'm hoping. Already heard the haters, and it's like, grow up. This thing is designed for people like me who had one. Yep. We're worried about not infringing on homebrew publishers' property. Then we show a new company selling USB packages of homebrew titles, almost all of which are historically IP like Pac-Man and Pitfall. I can't argue with you, Hoff. Can you use it on IMAP NES? And yes, I knew what that was gonna do. That's a little pause. I read it first. Finally been looking for the Intv Super Mario Brothers to be released again. Sweet. And this one will be the digital version. There's more coming, CIB. You just got to watch for it. Screw the haters. Toxicity is killing anyone that is trying to revive the classic market. The harassing paraphractic. I don't even know that word. And the new Commodore 2. The next one is Coleco. So we did talk about that. ColecoVision, almost all the games are, licensed. There's not a lot they can do there. Having a similar console would be cool, and sideloading would make it king and for the homebrew community. But they said they did look into that, but they're not sure when they might do that, if at all, because of that licensing thing where almost all the games are licensed. But I told them Odyssey 2, that could probably be bought for a pretty low amount. Is it? Oh, I'm going to get the name wrong. Is it Ed Everett? One person owns all but a couple of the games released in the United States. And I know the Odyssey 2 wasn't as popular, but I think it would still sell. I mean, a console like this with HDMI and sideloading and all the games. Oh, Rev. I'll just have someone else buy them for me. Intellivision Revolution, what's going on, sir? Good to see you in here. Celebrity in the chat. Casey's not allowed to buy them. Casey's going to be buying them one way or another. DJC Game Studios. I'm 5 beers and 2 shots deep. So I hope he's not fibbing us. His final episode of Astro Smash show is going to be after this. And I'll be over there for sure. Probably be after I drive to the store to buy my kid some clothes she needs for tomorrow's school event. But you're definitely going to want to check out DJC Game Studios Astro Smash show after this one. We'll show you that here in a second. I've got some stuff to show you. I just got Kangaroo and Mermaid. I'm excited to play. Yeah, those are both great games. I saw Mermaid and played an early version of it last year, and I couldn't wait because I really liked it from what they had so far, and I really like that one. I think it's well done. Dual streaming. Yeah, I meant to bring it up. If you guys see any weird things like hiccuping or, my internet chugs, or I don't really know how that's working. When I first tried it a long time ago, it wasn't all that smooth. I don't know if StreamYard, it was them, or maybe things are better now, but I streamed some during the last few weeks, and I did both, and everyone said it was fine. So I'm hoping it's all fine now. That's the only reason I haven't been streaming to both channels. Yes, that would be cool. I'd buy that. Who owns the rights to Adam add-on for it? I don't know that. I don't know too much about the Coleco. Rev says, I hope David Hasselhoff gave you permission to use his name. Nice, DJC. I want Kangaroo. That is by Brian's Man Cave. That's also the Homebrew Highlight on this show, and we'll show it off to you here in a bit. He said Intellivision Revolution. He did. We go way back. Dual streaming 2 channels at once. Seems fine here. That's awesome. I love to see it because I definitely want to start building the other channel as well. It's my outlet for everything else. I am the Intellivision gamer, and that is my biggest collecting, avenue. But I do collect a lot of other stuff, a lot of homebrews for ColecoVision, Atari. I've got a whole stack of them for Odyssey 2 here. Oh, my nose is driving me nuts. I totally saw your internet chugging 2 beers. Oh boy, how'd that get there? I don't want to send that link. Now it's up there permanent. Sorry, I don't think this will send. Okay, there we go. I hope I didn't send a link for StreamYard because it kind of blocked everything for a little bit there. All right, so now we need to move on because, boy, the chat's great, guys. I love it, but I'm having a hard time getting through the show. All right, so we are on to Sprint News. So now what a lot of you guys have been waiting for, this is going to be like a little bit of everything. It's the first time I thought about doing the Sprint News, Sprint World, and kind of keeping it its own section so things aren't sporadic through the show. So a lot of people are getting their consoles. A lot of people are getting notices for the 2 consoles that I purchased at PRGE. I finally got a notice for those. And I'm going to be doing a few more testing things that I don't want to do when I only have one. And once I get other consoles that I can still play, if I screw something up, you're going to see a few more things coming from me. There's a lot of videos out there. I farted, says Marty Flamingo. I just happened to glance and I seen I farted. I'm like, oh boy, it's got to be Chuck. I missed a few things here while I'm in here. As far as the console war, I had an Atari 800 for the Atari side. I don't know about you guys. I never knew anything about a console war back then. I remember Nintendo and Sega and everything past that, but I don't remember any of us kids where I grew up talking about anything. What we did was, hey, I've got this cool game. Come over and play it. And then I did the same thing. Hey, I've got this cool game. Come play it. And I lived in a neighborhood where almost every single house in the entire town had a kid within 5 years or multiple of myself. And it was a new area. All families moved in. And we were always a big group of us, someone's house. Whatever they had, we played it. We didn't say my consoles or games are better than yours. We just, when we were at someone that had Atari, which was most of the kids, we enjoyed Atari games. When we were at my house, we enjoyed Intellivision games. And, you know, the rare occasion we were at the one neighbor who had Odyssey 2, we played that too. As long as we got to play games and have fun hanging out, I don't remember us even caring. I don't know if you guys had that same experience or if it was like a console war thing. I don't know. On your last live stream, I cracked up. Say, that's a nice channel you got there. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. Perfect mafia voice from your guest. I think Odyssey console is a good idea. That console did well. But yeah, outside of the United States, like I think it's South America and Europe, Odyssey 2 is huge. Unbelievable. The amount of stuff, games, homebrews, and stuff that still comes out today. So I think if they could get all the rights for most of the games and do a console like that, I think it'd do well. These games are dumb and old. How unfortunate. Our Big Fall, my favorite alter ego from DJC. I love that guy. Mark. Hey, Casey. Mark W. here. Just thought I'd stop by and say hi. Well, thanks for stopping in, sir. I was in on his Intellivision day stream. He did it a day late, but I still catch it. Still put it in my playlist. And it was good to see you playing Intellivision games, sir. I enjoyed it. Of course, I'm subbed. That's how I found it. Well, the war was actually the fact Intellivision was making fun of. Yeah, I get that too. And Atari had a great head start, couple years, 2-3 years. And the biggest thing, I think they were a lot cheaper. We all know being first and being cheaper, you can't really compete with that. Plus, they had a lot of space titles from, you know, the Atari lineup. It's amazing that Intellivision got the share they did. No zimming, no more zamming. It's over. Yeah, I hate that. It's like, okay, they didn't have graphics. It was a gameplay that made the difference. Yeah, I mean, you could have fun games on any console. Every console has fun games. Doesn't matter. Hello from Detroit, Rock City. All right, so and back to this. There's a lot of videos out there. I try to stay on top of it. I have a lot of playlists, and I have a Sprint playlist. And it's not just for my own videos. I mean, my own videos are in there too. If you want to just come to the channel and click the playlist for the Sprint, I go to Gen X Grown Up. I send you out to Papa Pete. I send you out to Mike's Gaming Gala. Who else? John Hancock. Anytime there's a good or useful information for the Sprint video, I'm not going to put 47 unboxings from everyone, but, you know, like Mike's video on getting games both free and paid for, there's a lot of good stuff. I kind of want to put it, I'm the organizer, put it all in one spot, and you guys can go to that playlist and just have at it for all the Sprint content. And I'm not one that just promotes myself. If you've been around a while, you know, I promote everybody in the community, even if I don't know them or get along with them, which I pretty much get along with everybody. But for me, it's not about myself. It's about, hey, the Sprint community, the Sprint folder is going to have stuff in there, whether it's mine or not. If it's good, I want to show it to you guys. So something else, and I don't have one ready. Oh my gosh, and I don't even have one over here. I moved it. So the 7800 Plus, that CX78 Plus controller, the wireless one, I know a lot of people don't like it. The buttons are a little far apart, but that does work on the Sprint, and we'll show it to you guys, not today, but very soon. We'll show you a little clip, you know, hooking it up, syncing it up, and playing a game with it. But it's still news, still cool to know. John Hancock broke that news with his video. I definitely want to give him credit for that. Publisher ROMs for the Sprint. There are a lot of digital games in the works or already out there that we can now buy because of the Sprint. The Sprint has done that for our community. Ugh. I'm going to be, my throat and nose are going to be killing me after this. All right, so, I know what this means. That's got to be the Phoenix score. But whenever we were playing live, one game, one shot, one champ. That score didn't help you, buddy. We got the Phoenix champ right here. Until we do it again, I'm this Phoenix champ. The live Phoenix champ. The head-to-head live Phoenix champ. That's me. All right, so let's get back over here. We're going to show you a few different places. Let me pop the first one up here, where you can get both free and paid for ROMs for your Sprint or your original console whenever you can play on the PyRTO2, LTO Flash, or Backbit Pro. Cuddle Cart 3 plays a lot of them if you have one of those still. That's one of the first ones. So we're at Intellivision.us, which, funny little side note, way back when I collected the first time, I had a website, and it was all about a collector website. And I started, we were playing an emulation over the internet against each other. And I can't remember the emulator. Oh, Sean, I wish you were here. I had a lot of stuff on there. And when I got out of collecting, I didn't keep the website. And Sean told me, should give it to David Harley. And he's been using it ever since. 20 years? Something like, or not 20, close to it. Close to 20 years. And he has a lot of stuff on there. And these are all the free games. So you've got Adventures of Tron, which is a great homebrew that we did not get on the Intellivision original, but we did get it in the homebrew form. This is a fun one if you like racing. It is Ford versus Ferrari Super Pro Auto Racing. These are basically game hacks, but what David Harley does, if you're not familiar with him, he takes a game that we already like and love most of the time, and he has all these ideas, takes ideas from certain testers, and he loves making a better version of the game. And most every single time he hits the nail right on the head. And these versions are what I prefer playing over the originals most of the time. B-17 Bomber, Flying Fortress. He took a sim and made it an action game. That's better for 99% of us. Super Pro Gammon. I learned how to play that once years ago. I couldn't play a game to save my life this day and age. But if you like it, there it is. Super Pro Baseball. I love who doesn't love sports games on the Intellivision. That is one of the new versions of baseball, and it is great. We've got Pro Ball, Basketball Streamlined, Super Pro. We've got Beauty and the Beast Pro. That's named different. Beauty and the Beast Super Pro on here. I think it's called Beauty and the Beast Pro for this complete in box version. I could be wrong. Bomb Squad Super Pro. Bowling Striker Super Pro. That is the best way to play bowling. Everything's sped up. Super Pro Boxing, Rock'em Sock'em. We've got Super Pro Bump and Jump. This is one of my favorite games. It makes a lot of people's top 5 all time. Burger Time. This is the best version. Plays the same, ton more maps. The first map is always the same, like level 1 in the original game. And then I don't remember if it's 68 or 69 additional levels, and it's random. So the first level is always first, and then it's just random level after that. And boy, that is the way to play Burger Time. There's a few other changes, but it's mostly the same game. You got Choplifter here, the never released or finished by Mattel. That's a fun game. I have a video out on that. If you haven't seen it before, check out the playlist, the homebrew playlist. I think I'm getting close to 100 games in the homebrew list. I'm well over 100 of the 125 on the original 125 games. Eventually, once I finish that, which I have to learn how to play some of the games before I can finish it, it'll be a reference there, and I'll just continue with the homebrew. Donkey Kong Arcade in here as well. Dreadnought Return. That's a fun game if you like shooters. Here we've got some ECS games. Flintstones Keyboard Fun. NHL All-Star Super Pro Hockey. Illusions, never released. Jetsons Way with Words. Controller version takes out the keyboard. I did try these on the Sprint. I'm chatting with David about it. I cannot get these to load up on my Sprint, sadly. He took the ECS games and made it where you don't need the keyboard, which will be perfect for the Sprint, but I can't get them to load yet. I'll definitely be having more of that information when it comes available. Lock and Chase 8K, Super Pro Meteor, Mine Strike, Mine Hunter, Miss Night Stalker. That game has a lot of different maps. Miss Night Stalker, a few other changes, tells you how many bullets. That is the way I like to play Night Stalker these days. Miss Pac-Man, Mystic Castle, another one. The only one I like to play anymore. Thunder Castle's great. Mystic Castle's way better. Pinball 2. Unreleased Pull and Billiards. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Look at all these games, guys. You have a Sprint. You have one on the way. Go to Intellivision.us. Grab all these games. He also has a lot of games for $5. And we'll show you that real quick. I'm not going to read them all. Shark 2, Scooby-Doo. This game is out right now. He had to take it down. Some of these might be that way. There's a lot of games here, guys. Space Patrol, that's one of my favorites. One of the earliest games. Still holds up. Joe Zabisiak, man, that guy made an awesome game. Death Star Strike, Stonix, another great one. Here's Skiing Update, Super Pro Mountain Madness Skiing, football. I mean, the list goes on and on. So you also have games you can buy. And here are some of those. And some of those were down in there. This is the new baseball, Home Run Super Pro Baseball. But a lot of his games are free. And then we're going to move on over to the Atari age. Oscar Toledo G, actually, let's go ahead and catch up on chat because I know there's probably like 5,000 messages here. Oh, and I left DJC's thing up. So that sucks, but it'll actually help me find where I was. Can we take a peek inside your Sprint? I'm curious to see. If nobody does that, by the time I get mine, that is something I have planning to do, but I'm not taking my own. This is what I was talking about. I'm not going to take apart or do some of the testing I'm going to do until I get my other consoles, because if I do something and it doesn't work, I don't want to be without it. Torso, thanks. By the way, thanks again for the shout out. Always, sir. Appreciate you. I don't have room for carts anymore. Extremely happy to get these games as ROMs. Yeah, a lot of people are in that same boat. Space is hard to come by. No matter how much you have, believe me, I know you can run out. But I have the high score. No, you think you do. It's sad that you don't admit it. DJC's really good when he's playing by himself, but whenever the pressure's on, it's not the same. It's not the same dude. I'm sure he'll take me out one of these times in a head-to-head, but I'm going to milk it and enjoy it until he does. I'm tempted to open mine up when I get it, and I will be doing that. I just don't want to do it when I have one. Yeah, exactly. I want to show pictures. I want to have little video clips, and I just want to see myself. 80s kid. Isn't Atari going to sell a stick of games? I did hear about the Sprint stick. I heard 4 games, and it's the official product. I haven't heard anything since. So let's hope that's still a thing. I know they're interested in games, so we shall see. And Atari Age is still going to be publishing Intellivision games in physical format, so definitely want to watch for that as well. 4 Strings. How far am I behind here? Oh boy, 5 minutes. I'd love to see a fun version of Carnival. There are people that can do it. It's almost 50 years old now. I know, that's crazy. I'm 50 years old. I was 5 when I got mine. Yo, IntelliDorks, the Atari creep. I thought you were retro creep now. I love still seeing Atari creep, though. I'm not going to lie. David Harley makes good games better. He does. That's what he's good at. And if you've seen my horse racing live, which will be happening next week, 6 guys come in and play. We do a bunch of gambling, not real money, of course. And I call the races. And that's a lot of fun. David Harley made me my own version of the game with a lot of enhancements that help me stream a better stream for the game. You're out. Chris, but Casey doesn't want to avoid the one. Yeah, so there's that. But once I have multiples, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more things. I just right now, early on, I can't beat. And if they ask me to test something or, hey, try this, and I'm like, sorry, guys, I broke my console you sent me. I'm not going to be that guy. I'll be playing original Coleco Donkey Kong on the Intellivision until I fall over live tonight. And he is the best I've ever seen at the original Donkey Kong. The code. Figure out the code. Though I will not do what I did with mine at the beginning, I played Space Battle for 36 hours nonstop. That was one of my favorite games. But if you haven't played Battlestar Galactica Space Battle, you have to get that from Intellivision.us. Man, was that there? I hope that's not down. He took a game that I loved as a kid, made a lot more things in there, a lot harder, a lot longer. You will love Battlestar Galactica Space Battle if you like Space Battle. I guarantee it. And it's free, I'm pretty sure. $5 at the most, but I'm pretty sure it's free. D2K available from Electronite. That's a good game. That's such a cool version of Burger Time. Only played it once so far, but I'll have to revisit it. Yeah, it's the best way to play Burger Time, in my opinion. I mean, we love the original, but 69 or 70 levels and random after the first one feels different all the time. You can't just master them. That's a lot of levels to master. In my honest opinion, or was it? My honest opinion, the Intellivision disc controller is the best way to play Burger Time. I love it. Most games, I'm an original controller guy. I even don't mind the Intellivision 2 controller. I use it all the time. I like the disc on it. Donkey Kong Jr. is really good on Intellivision. You're talking about the original one? That one's a lot better than the original Donkey Kong, that's for sure. Agreed at 4 string, says Hoff. Star Mercenaries, another great Electronite game. Yeah, I love that one too. It's like Bosconian, similar to it. Did I miss Roger in here? Scrolling back up. Oh. Okay, Roger, like Roger that. I thought my buddy Roger was in here. DCS and voice anthologies are well worth the... Oh, definitely. You get a lot of value for those. Probably one board with... oh, what is that? Something on chip. And a daughter board for the ports. Sprint stick. I'm pretty sure that's what they called it. I could be wrong. I thought they called it the Sprint stick. Or at least that was the early name. Yeah, Creeper's here. How far am I behind? 3 minutes. Trying to catch up here, guys. We got a lot more to cover. Develop a driving controller. So I do have a lot of controllers, and those are going to come in upcoming videos. I have arcade sticks. I have game pads. I have I'm using trackballs. I have spinner controllers. I have a lot of stuff, and I've showed it off at different times on the show, but I want to start doing some specific videos, especially with the Sprint coming and the adapters coming. I'll be showing you guys all kinds of stuff. The @name will still have the Atari Creep. Yes. For ease of finding me, but everything else changes. Not in my mind, sir. You're always going to be the Atari Creep. I like that other name too, but in my mind, Atari Creep, that's who you are. I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that either. Can't get rid of the creeper. I agree. The Intellivision disc is great with Burger Time, and I hate that controller. Yeah, I know you are. But there's a lot of options. You can use an Xbox 360 controller. I'm going to show you that here in a few minutes. If you guys have seen my videos, you've seen a lot of the stuff, but there are other options coming as well. I'll definitely be showing you guys. Bears fan Goomba. What's going on, sir? I don't think I said hello to you yet. Uh-oh, he did buy it. 7-foot Stormtrooper. That's awesome. Clico sort of stole the design of the controller, but talk about not liking controller. I mean, some of you guys might like it. I totally get. Some people don't like the Intellivision controller. I do not like the ColecoVision controller. That raised up disc thing, when I play that over there, it's SNES controller on my Phoenix. Unless I have to have the buttons, and then I can do it. I just don't like it. Oh yeah, system on chip. So I'm thinking game on chip, because I have some boards and it's that same style, not system on a chip, but game on chip. That's why it threw me at first. I'm not a real technical guy, never claimed to be, but I can learn stuff. Do we know yet when the controller adapter is coming? I haven't heard yet. Believe me, as soon as I'm able to tell you guys, I'll tell you, I'll show you, and I'll test. I can't wait. We might have some from the community before we get the originals or the official ones. I don't know. It could happen. The handle. All right, so where are we? We are closing that window. So here we've got the Atari Age thread by NanoChess, the big list of free Intellivision games. And guys, we're not talking demos. We're not talking little silly games. We're talking most of these full-fledged games. Look at all these. This is a list he updates. We got Fortress, Aardvark, Meteors, Inti Basic Showcase, bunch of smaller games on one package. Antarctic Tales, Bank Panic, Beat 'em and Eat 'em, Poe's favorite game, Canyon Escape, part of the Tiny Contest, Christmas Carol, Chippy from Michael Hayes, Clowns and Balloons, Desert Bus. Some of these are smaller. Most of them are full-fledged games. Flappy Bird, Frankenstein's Monster. That should be Monster. Goon Enough, which is the Goonies. That game's fun, guys. Gorillas, Heli. That is Hero on Intellivision. That game's good. Pongula? I don't even know that one. Intel, a Wordle clone, Istar, Killer Bees, K-Vader. Hey, I gotta show that. So I have a lot of boxes from Steve Jones, and I just happen to have the box for K-Vader sitting right back there. I was just looking at it the other day. Since I said that, I had to show it. Where am I now? The Leprechaun's Flight, Little Bro 2, Little Man Computer, Maria, Onion, Monsters Attack, Princess Quest, Pumpkin Attack, Pumpkin Bakery, Pumpkin Castle, Pumpkin Master, Pumpkin Mischief, Pumpkin Taxi, Space Patrol. That game's one of my favorites. Still holds up, one of the early games. Space Raid, Stack'em, Stonic, Studio Vision, Sydney Hunter, and the Sacred Tribe. There's another good one. Tower Attack, Tower of Hanoi. Hopefully I said that right. TV Pow. I didn't even know that was playable. I gotta go. I haven't looked at this in a while. I gotta go get some of these, show them off. Unlucky Pony. So there is a list right there. Lots of games, all free. I mean, this right here is enough for months on your Intellivision Sprint or original console. Now we're gonna go over to digital downloads on the Intellivision Collector. Oop, wrong spot. I should have looked at this. Oh, free ROMs right here. I thought that's where it was. Didn't see it at first. So from the Intellivision Collector, there's a lot of ROMs you can buy, and they're full-fledged. You cut all the box art. You get overlays. You get manuals, the PDF. You get, I forget what it's called, the overlay for an Intellivision. If you're playing on the Nintendo DSi XLs, the 3DS handhelds work as well. That is a great way to play mobile games for Intellivision, by the way. Look for the videos or reach out to me if you want more information. So free on Intellivision Collector, Unlucky Pony, Hotel Bunny, a timing game. There is not another game that has more boxes made for it than Hotel Bunny. And they're actually right back here where I grabbed the K-Vader box. FW Diagnostics ROM. If you want to go through diagnostics, check controllers. I use that a lot when I have, aftermarket gamepads and arcade sticks. You can run diagnostics on your consoles. That's awesome. Very valuable to have. Goat Nom, Desert Bus, Onion, Fantasy Puzzle, and Maria. Maria, I'm pretty sure that's the one that's kind of like Zelda. That game's pretty fun. And Heli, there's that one again. Bank Panic, Lock and Chase, Antarctic Tales, and Goon Enough. So those are the free games from the Intellivision Collector. But you can also, for a small price, I think it's between $11 and $12 USD, there are a lot of games that you can purchase. So we've got Road Fighter, recent release. That's a 2025 game. Norseman, Norseman 2, Pyramid Warp. I love Pyramid Warp. It's a random type adventure game. Quartetto, 4 games, one of which was the Tiny Contest, or at least one, maybe 2. Space Panic, fairly new release. Dragon Quest, which is a game you know and love on the NES. That game is so beautiful and well done. It's almost like you're playing on an NES. Lock and Chase 8K, X Rally, great first game from that programmer. Operation Cloudfire, one of my favorite games, and you're going to see it in a minute over here. There's multiple endings on that game. That's how cool is that on a Intellivision game? Beachhead, Poker Risque. Hopefully let me make sure. Okay, I am showing the right one. Sometimes I show all these and I go back and it's like not on the right screen. I'm like, damn it. Penguin Land, The Show Must Go On. That is another really good one. Unique game, a lot of fun. Definitely recommend that one. And these are Canadian prices. I should switch. So it's $11.46. and you get a lot of value for that. You get the ROM, like I said earlier, you get the front of the box, or I think it's the whole box on one thing. You get the front and the back of the box. You get the manual in PDF form. You get the overlay art. You get the Intellivision overlay. Everything you would want, all one package. It's awesome. And if you buy a complete in box game, you get a discounted ROM sale at the same time. That's how I purchase every game from Intellivision Collector. I buy the game and the ROM package if it's available. And then we've got Vanguard Shooter. I love shooters, and that one is a good one. So this is what's available to purchase from Intellivision Collector, but of course he also has a lot of complete in box games. All right. So what else we got next? I have notes for the Sprint world because it's kind of new and there's so much to do. We talked about it a little bit earlier. There is a lot of thread stuff going on for the Sprint. You definitely want to go to atariage.com. It's free. You can also join and be a member, but you can check everything out for free as well. There's a lot of good information there. Highly recommend being on Atari Age if you're new to the community or you haven't heard of it, or you just heard of it and you're not on it. You definitely want to be there as a retro gamer. I talked about my Sprint playlist. Oh, my voice is going. I talked about my Sprint playlist. You definitely want to watch for that. You go to my channel playlist. I have all kinds of different topics with videos populated there, and the Sprint definitely has one. So as you get free time, definitely want to check out all those videos. And again, they're not just mine. Any valuable or video that I think is worthy to being in there, I stick them in there no matter whose they are. I like information, not just promoting my own stuff. New updates are not going to include the ROMs folder. You guys saw the update and it had all the ROMs in it, but if it's not being changed, those don't have to be included. The new updates are not going to have that ROMs folder. I haven't tested it. I'm going to either tonight or tomorrow. I believe you can still make a ROMs folder and put your own games in, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I haven't verified that. For those of you that already seen my video, I don't know if that's going to work. I don't see it not working, but the Atari website had some wrong information. It was called updater.zip on the Atari website. So many people were having problems. I'm like, what? It's easy. But I didn't realize Atari had an error on their website. It should be fixed now, but the file has to be called update.zip. Nothing else on the flash drive. Of course, I haven't tested that, but I emptied mine just like they told me to. You put the update.zip file on a blank stick, stick it in there with the console off, turn it on. It'll go through a couple minute thing, do all the updates, load into the menu, and you simply remove the stick and you're done. That's how going through puberty. So what else we got here? I'll be testing that and letting you guys know soon. So this is the other big thing. You can't go in there, like if you put on 20 games and all of a sudden it's full and it's not working right, you can't go in and take them off. But there is a failsafe. If you have a file called wipe_all and you do it the same way as an update on a USB stick, only file, stick it in, console off, turn it on, it will wipe everything out. And built in is a backup of firmware 1.0, and it'll go factory reset on you. So don't worry about trying things. Don't worry about loading things in there. You have a failsafe. I will have a video. That's another thing I'll be doing once I have another console, because I don't know anyone that's tried it yet. I haven't tried it yet because I don't want to get stuck if something goes wrong and not have a Sprint console, but I'll be doing that very shortly. So some new stuff, what we're hoping for in the Sprint stuff going on right now. There's lots of things, but these are the big ones. Game saves to fully work. So I tried Cloudfire. I did a game save. Everything works. I go, wow, I can load it. I think I can hit reset. But when I get fully out of the game or I turn the console off and go back in, they're not there. So it's more than it was doing before, but it's not saving it long term. So I'm hoping they can fix that. Folders for organization. That's another one I know they're working on right now. If it's possible, we're going to have that. So everything won't have to be in one root directory. You can organize it however you want. Homebrews, original, you can put Activision, Imagic, Mattel games, Intellivision Inc., whatever you want. So that's going to open it up where we can get to games easier and click around. I really hope for that. So the other thing, we were talking about it earlier, the ECS games, the computer games, they need keyboard. Unless David Harley can figure out why his games aren't loading on my LTO, mind you, not just the Sprint, but they don't work on the Sprint or my LTO, then the keyboard wouldn't be as big of an issue, but it already works on the console. I think it's just configuring the games to utilize the keyboard and setting the keys. I believe that's going to be a thing as well. There are not a lot of ECS games, but it would be great to have those work. We also have Tutor Vision support. If you guys don't know what that is, I have one of the 3 consoles known to exist. It was a rare collaboration with World Book in 89 and 90. They ended up suing each other and it never came out. Super rare stuff. I have 1 cart and I have 1 rare board with the game on chip. And it would be great to have the software. They're not a lot of fun, but it'd be cool to be able to play everything in television in one spot, and they do work. You do have to modify the config files, add 2 lines, and I'll have, if someone else doesn't do it first, I will have a video showing that very soon as well. In fact, let me write real quick in my notes because I don't want to forget tutor config file video. I know a lot of you don't even know what Tutor Vision is, and they're edutainment games, so it may not even be something that a lot of people want to do, but I think it's great to be able to play all of them. So let me go ahead and finish the last few things here, and I'll catch up on chat. I'm going to show you a few things over here, and so it is a good time to catch up on chat. Hopefully I didn't miss too much here, guys. I know there's lots of stuff that I didn't even know was there, and some games that I know of, but I've never seen a ROM available. Some of those might be early version ROMs, but still, I'd be able to try them out for yourself. Why not? You like the original disc best? I like the Intellivision 2 disc. As weird as it is, I don't know. It feels so smooth to me. Yeah, all the Pumpkin games are free. They always have been. The physical versions are, you get everything, you know, you got the manual, the overlays for all the games. Yes, Nano Chess is awesome. Great guy, contributed a lot to the community, really has. A lot of the games that you see for many years use Inti Basic, and it lets mere mortal programmers program games on the Intellivision, and he created it. There's books on it. You have programming games on the Intellivision, something like that, and advanced programming games. Some people in this chat right here have them. I collected them. I can't program games. I might look into it someday to learn basic things, to like do some little silly stuff, like, you know, for a video and have it come on and say stuff I want or something. I don't know, but I'm not the kind of guy to program a game. I'll tell you that. Because it's 16 direction or more than anyone's else. Yeah, 16 directions. The thumbstick, when it's also 16 direction when you're using, oh, you know what? I didn't run it on that. Other things, it is 16 direction on a thumbstick Xbox controller. I haven't tried it on here. I'm sure it is. Yeah, most others were 8 direction. Not everything was 16 direction on the Intellivision either, but the option was there. Baseball, you need it. You can adjust all those pitches. Good show tonight. I'll catch the replay tomorrow. Thanks for being here, Hoff. I appreciate that. Hasselhoff, long live Inti. Brian's Man Cave. We haven't got to that part yet, but I have a little message from Brian. Good to see you, Brian. Brian is one of the first people that I watched on YouTube when I came back to collecting, and then he got into game programming, and he has several games out from Intellivision Revolution and John Hancock. Definitely want to follow Brian's Man Cave if you don't know about him already. He also has a website. I believe it's briansmancave.com, or if you search Brian's Man Cave, it'll come up. Game Boy Fanatic. Is it true that there are more aftermarket? By far. For the Intellivision, that all the games are, there's original 125. You got some variants. You got a few other things that weren't released but came out later. Those are still classified as homebrew. But there are, I mean, you can't really see everything, but this whole thing behind me and this shelf here all the way down, I got stuff like piled in front. I need to go through about so many games in the last few months. But there are over double, and if you count all the games that are out there but not CIB, I'm just talking complete in box. There's way more than the original 125, more than double, easily. Notice all the prices are Canadian. Yeah, I should have switched that beforehand, but there are Canadian viewers too. But yeah, it's those games are. How far am I behind? Oh my gosh, I'm 11 minutes behind. Jeez, you guys are great tonight. Lots of cool stuff to talk about, that's for sure, and that's showing it in chat. Oh, no, what a great night for my throat not to be doing well. I'm gonna friggin' run out of water soon. I don't think I have any more. That one's getting low. Yes, looking forward to the Kangaroo gameplay. Yeah, Beachhead's pretty good. I saw Beachhead too. I have it, of course. I played it a little bit. I asked my wife for Beachhead before. She said no, she doesn't like video games. I bought a few ROMs from them. Yeah, it does adjust. Sorry for that early. I did switch it to USD, but I did talk about it. They were between 11 and 12. Yeah, I think that's where it came from, or C64 version maybe, but it did come from the old version. Play Beachhead on Commodore 64. I haven't tried it on there yet. I need to do that. How about Sprint Shtick? Oh, instead of Sprint World or Sprint Session. Perhaps another good reason to use USB sideloader feature. They should also have image backup if people accidentally brick it. There is. The image stuff, you can back it up yourself. Like your USB stick, I already did that. Every time I change stuff, wife's texting. I have everything on silent for her. She's the only one that'll come through no matter what. Have to do that in case something happens. Anyway, back up your USB stick. Make a copy of it. These files are small. Put it on your computer. Get 2 sticks. Do whatever you got to do. But as far as a console, you can wipe it clean and start over, and you just put your stick in again. That's it. Did that many moons ago on the Atari. Baseball, you had to. Baseball's my game. If you're new here, I've never been beat. Play at PRG every year. Played the best of the best. Some guys put up a pretty good fight, but I've never been beat at baseball. Not the original one. The other stuff, I'm human, but that original baseball, I'm one of the best. I haven't played everyone. I can't say I'm the best, but I'm one of them. I was on both. I thought so. C64 and the 800. Bears fan Goomba. Hey, Casey, what is good all-around controller or setup if you don't want to use the regular controller all the time? I was thinking of getting a stick from Cyberfreak. Cyberfreak makes good stuff. I have some of them. That's an arcade stick. I personally don't like playing an arcade stick with every game. Certain games, yes, but there's really not one good solution. So I think I have everything that's ever been put out. I like certain controllers for certain things, like this OG Hugo gamepad. It works great for certain types of games. I don't want to play everything on it. It's not a knock on the controller. It's just personal preference. Some games I want arcade sticks. Some games I want gamepads. If I'm playing certain games, I play on a Super Nintendo 8-bit DOE. But I usually play on the original controllers. I prefer it. I'm nostalgic for it. Yeah, depends on the game. That's the best answer you can give. Maybe you could narrow it down to an arcade stick, the original controller, and a gamepad. And a lot of them are very similar. But, you got BD Retro mods. You got Cyber Freak. You've got Retro Game Boys. Oh, boy, I'm going to forget some. I'm going to get in trouble. You've got OG Hugo for gamepads. Some of the other ones make controllers as well. I'm going to be doing little side bits once everything slows down for me and showing off something different every time on a show. I need to start showing off more of the things that I have, both to show you guys and support and promote it. And, I don't get things for free. Very few things have I got for free. If someone says it, I say, no, I want to support. I buy them. I don't get things to show them off. And whatever I say about it is my own thought or my own thoughts. I don't do that kind of stuff. But I like to support everything in television. And if you put something out, if it's reasonably priced, I'm not saying if you put out a game and it's $1 million, I can't buy that. But Normal circumstances, I buy everything made for Intellivision. Yeah, so on this, we'll show you here in a minute on the console and most on the original console as well. You can use the original controller for the keypad and then play with your other controllers. So it's easy to do. Man, my throat's getting bad. Example, Space Battle. Yeah, definitely. Some of the arcade sticks have the pad on there, so it doesn't affect anything. But like, I find it hard to play certain games with certain different controllers. I just can't do it. You'll never play on a normal controller. I do, but I do use a little bit of everything though. All right, so I think we're here to show you some stuff now. So let me see if I can flip over. I don't have this one quite ready. I haven't even been leaving my Sprint console power plugged in. I live out in the country, and I'm so afraid that I'm gonna have a power surge or the power goes out and it's gonna fry it. Every night when I'm done, I unplug it and I don't even leave it plugged in because I'm so afraid until I get another one. Let me see if I've got this right now. Where is it? All right, somewhere in here I thought I had it. There we go. So let me get it. I hope you guys can see all that. So right now, I've got the regular controller here. And let me do this a little bit on the bigger screen. I've got the regular controller here. You can see the menu moving around. So what I have here is these are very cheap on Amazon. There's different brands that make it. It's an Xbox 360 controller. You've got 4 buttons up on top, and 2 of which are kind of like a throttle and a brake. These are buttons. All the buttons here. Oops, sorry. Got all the buttons there. And it's a USB. You're simply going to plug it in the back. I haven't tried port 2. You've got your USB port, which is for data and updates. You've got port 1, controller 1, port 2, controller 2. And I am going to stick it into port 1. And right away, I am controlling it. You can't use the D-pad, sadly. I wish you could do both. But you've got an Xbox 360 for those of you that don't want to use a remote. So let's go into, let me turn it down here. Okay, it's already down kind of low. So I'm going to go into auto racing because I know that's a game I love, but it's also a game that you have to use the keypad to get going. It's a good example, and then you can play with the controller. So let me switch over to the other one now. So same screen here. I'm moving it around. Auto racing. Press A. It's going to go into the game. I can go into this part, and there are ways like right there. I used the D-pad. It worked right here. It's set up, I guess, but it's really sporadic. I think pressing, there's different ways you can press and make it work, and I haven't figured it out. So now I'm going to simply press the A button. It doesn't work. So I'm going to go to the controller here, press enter, and then I'm going to select my car, press enter. And then on auto racing, if you're playing one player, which I hated one player as a kid, practicing, yes, but I love playing against the other guy. Hit enter on the other controller too. And now I'm playing with my Xbox 360 controller. And it plays really well. Obviously, it's going to be a different feel if you're used to the Intellivision controllers like me. This feels really weird to play with an Xbox 360 controller. I got button is brake. So there we go. And this works for the menu and all games. But as you see here, it is really easy to just have your other controller sitting here, and you can use the keypad for entry that you need to get into the game. Now, some games, like Night Stalker, Tron Deadly Discs, I don't think you're going to be like this. I mean, you could do it. Heck, let's try it. Dual action keyboard going on, but I don't, that feels weird to me. So, this is the original stuff, so I don't have Tron on here. Let's try Night Stalker. That should work. So you can also run and gun with this. So, I mean, you can do it if you really don't want the disc and you don't mind holding 2 controllers. It works. I just thought of it doing it that way right now because dual action controller does the same thing. You can use 2 Intellivision controllers, but you can also do that here. You can run and gun dual action controller with the Intellivision Sprint controllers, but this was, if you want, there's a few games, Tron's another one, if you wanted to play like this and you find that okay, you can do it. What else we got? All right, so you want to switch it up, you just simply unplug it. Okay, so next up, I think I still have it here. Yes, I do. Let me catch up with chat here. We'll move on to one more thing to show you guys if you haven't seen it. Yeah, Michelle left an hour ago. If you guys haven't seen it, here is a good one of Michelle. That is totally not AI of a screenshot of Mike's Gaming Gala. He gave me permission, so I'm using it. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff again. Let me make sure I don't miss anything I really need to talk about. Yep, we just showed that. There's a few options here. Just catching up here, guys. Give me 1 second. We'll move on to the next thing. Yep, Mike had to leave. Yeah, it was a while ago. Without the Intellivision controller, you can't. You can. There's still ways a lot of the times, but not always. But I mean, just like I don't use the same controller with every game, there's always a way to get around it. Since you're using an Xbox controller, does that mean you're able to play Forza? Not on Intellivision, but I've played every version of Forza. I love Forza. I am a racing guy. I grew up racing karts, go-karts, and I've raced up to a national level. I have raced lower tiers like local NASCAR type stuff. I've had my NASCAR license. Nowhere big time stuff. It sounds bigger than it is, but I've raced slot cars. I'll race anything. I love racing video games, but my best years were kart racing on a fairly high level. I did that with my father. Lots of good memories there. Some games you can. Did not do it all with a 360 controller. Some games you can, not all of them. So what I showed was if the game needs buttons pushed or like the run and gun thing, there's lots of choices. Whatever you like to do, that works. Good Lord. Welcome to another video. That's unfortunately a wise man, or that's unfortunate, a wise man said. Intellivision Gamer, Grand Central Station for Sprint info. Thanks, Casey. Well, thanks for watching, sir. I appreciate you. Yeah, thanks, Corey. This 3-hour stream is just flying by. What time are you going on, sir? I knew this was going to be a long one with the Sprint thing. Forza on it. That I want to see. There are some racing games. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about here.
This is all Casey's fault!
I won't say blob. Mr. Bassman, what's going on? All right, so the next thing I wanted to show you guys. Keyboard. I stole my son's gaming PC keyboard. And we're going to plug it into the same spot. I have not tried port 2, but I know port 1 works. So right away, you're going to see, plug it in. There you go. It's moving the menu with the arrow keys. There might be other keys that do it. I haven't sat here and pressed every single key. So we are going to load up Astro Smash. think it was enter. Enter loaded the game. And now the keypad numbers work for this. I'm stepping on the mail call. So 1, 2, 3 here. Those are like, and obviously it's reverse. They're on top on your controller. They're on the bottom here. But you're going to see auto fire, remove auto fire, and hyperspace are going to be here. And you can also shoot, I think it's with enter. So now I'm moving in here with the keyboard. And you can see here the controller still works as well. So shift is fire. Enter was to enter the game. Shift might work as well. Shift is fire. You can sit here and push it a bunch. Or you can push 1. And now I've got auto fire on. And I could just sit here like this and hold my other hand on hyperspace. So if you're a guy that likes a keyboard, or we get the key set up for the ECS games, this is why I told Ben, it's already there. It already works. I can play regular games. We just need to get it working on the ECS games if that's possible, which I think it should be. Let me switch that other screen now that you guys have seen it for a little bit. Back and forth is actually quite nice on a keyboard. Not all games what I want to play on a keyboard, but this is one of them that I don't mind. All right. I don't have anything highlighted for... Oh, come on, get over there. I don't have anything for the Sprint World yet. I think that was all I was going to show you. I was going to show you guys the CX78 controller, but I didn't open up my 7800 console, my 7800 Plus console, and take it out. Plus, I probably had to charge it. I haven't used one of those yet, the controller, but I'll show you that probably next week. I'll have it out and charged, and we'll hook it up. I doubt many people are going to want to play with that controller, but it's nice to know you have options. I also want to try some other USB dongle type controllers, 2.4 gigahertz, maybe 8-bit DOE. I have to look into it. And I'll definitely be reporting stuff that doesn't work, stuff that does work. So I'm looking forward to all that. Keyboard will be useful for, yes, FPS games. Oh, Mr. Baseman literally beat Blob Saturday. I was howling. Did you tell Chuck? What happens when the kid wants his keyboard back? Well, that'll be soon. I have other keyboards, but that one was the first one I found. He doesn't get on the PC all the time, and he won't miss it for a little bit. I used it just recently to make the video, and then also for this live stream. I stole it again. My throat. I'm getting sick. For those of you guys that weren't here early on, my kids are sick. I'm all nasally. My throat feels weird. And I've been talking so long, my voice is starting to go. Looking forward to playing Tron again. Used to play with my dad. I love the Tron games. They all work, of course. I'm sure everyone knows that by now. But yeah, I sideloaded a lot of stuff. This right now. That's the other thing. So there was the other thing I showed you guys on your USB stick. If you take the update, you unpack it. You take the ROMs folder and you put homebrew games or other original 125 games in there, and then you zip it back up. Make sure it's named update.zip. Nothing else on the stick. You put it in the back marked USB port. Turn the console on. It'll do an update. It will load whatever games you put in that ROMs folder into the built-in carousel. And I wanted to show you guys that. I love dad stories because I have some early ones with my parents. And then none after that. None. I play some phone games with my mom. That's about it. Which one is it here? Oops. Dang it. Where did it go? Going through everything here. Oh, finally. There we go. Someone's accidentally calling him the family group text. FaceTime, we never do that. All right. So here you can see the menu thing. I don't think I need that. All right, so I'm scrolling through. I've got nothing. Oh, wait, I do need that. I'll show you guys that I have nothing except that keyboard plugged in. No USB stick. Take that off. And you're scrolling along, all the built-in 45 games. Bam! There's Operation Cloudfire, one of my favorite homebrew games. I only did one game to test because I didn't know what was going to happen. So here is Operation Cloudfire on the built-in carousel of the Sprint. And how I told you just a few moments ago, that's how you can do it. We don't know the limit yet. We don't know how much free space there is. We know all the games, everything on there takes a bit of space. Plus they have the backup firmware on there, the operating system, whatever it is. I will be testing it. I'm hoping that at least the 125 fit for the people that wish to do it that way. But here's Cloudfire. I'll show you. I've got everything working there. The game loads just fine as well from in here, just like it does side loading. This is the game from the Intellivision Collector. Again, like I said earlier, this is one of my favorite games. I'll show you a quick glimpse. You got an intro. And this is the type of game it is. It's huge. I believe one is map. Right now, I've only been to 2 screens, but this whole thing is full of screens. Has game saves, multiple endings. Again, it's from IntellivisionCollector.com. Highly recommend it. All right, where are we at here? I got a high score to show. This is impressive. So this is from Crash 7. Phoenix, 237,620. I cannot believe that anyone can get that high on that game. It is super hard. It took him hours to do that. I don't think I would ever be able to do that. I am around 100,000 kind of a guy. Maybe if I kept playing it a bunch, get higher, but no way could I near that. Very impressive, Crash 7. Very impressive. All right, let's do mail call. This show's very long. Nothing too exciting. I have my Crash magazine. I get Crash, I get Next, I get Old School Gamer, I get Retro Gamer. And this just came today. I just bought a pack of these. They're 32 gigs each one, a 3-pack. I can have one just for updating and then 2 for side-loading ROMs for my Sprint. Probably get a few more. This is a kind of a funny thing. If you guys have been on the channel a long time, you know my wife had an enhancement a few months ago, and I did this. I had her open it. It's more of a gag thing than anything, but this is a mouse pad. Took her picture, and yes, they are not flat. It is real soft. It's a mouse pad for the mouse. It's support for your wrist, and she loved it. She was smiling. So we got the Boobs mouse pad. Next up, at PRGE, some versions of Home Run Super Pro Baseball did not come with the overlays by mistake. He was going to send me some. I wanted a second copy. Baseball is one of my favorite all-time games. So I said, hey, I'll just buy a second copy of baseball from the store, put in my overlays that were missing and this one, and that'll make it easy. And so I got my second copy of Home Run Super Pro Baseball, and my overlays are in there. I think that's it for mail call. Not a big week. It's getting close to Christmas. I try to curb some spending. Notice I say try because I buy a lot of stuff. Oops. Oh yeah, it's on mail call. Sometimes I'm clicking on the wrong ones. Let me catch up here. Keyboard is how I test my games on the PC. Nice. It's great to have options. I mean, why not? If the keyboard, someone wants to use it, they can. Someone wants to use the original controllers, they can. You want to use an arcade stick, you can. Gamepad, every option's available, which is cool. Everyone can be happy. Deadly Disc is such a good, yes. Deadlier Discs is from David Harley. That one's even better. And if you're good at deadly discs, it doesn't take you hours to play. You can't last that long. Chris says, what happens when games need a config file? That's not covered by the outdated TAR-H post. So every game should have that config file. Some of the early games, there are generic files. I haven't done this myself. A lot of times they're numbered 1 through 9, and there's a chart that says this game needs that one. But if you download the original 125, there should always be a bin and a config. The INT files, sometimes I think that one comes out, but people didn't get the config file. INT files still need a config file. I'm almost 100% certain on that. But you can get the files from the PyRTO2. Those things are like 30 to 40 bucks. The early CDs have the ROMs where you can get them off the disc and all the files needed. There, if you Google, I mean, I can't point you to ROMs, and nobody seems to be caring about the original ROMs. Definitely don't share homebrew ROMs. That'll hurt us, believe me. Well, they'll stop selling them to us and giving them to us. But the original 125, you Google for them, you're going to find them. They're pretty much everywhere. I still think Chuck doesn't believe it's real. Oh, he knows. He just doesn't like it. I wish Intellivision had RC racing game like RC Pro. Man, I love RC Pro Am. Sorry, guys. My throat's getting bad. How far am I behind here? Oh, boy, that's a ways. Seems like most of the majority of games need a matching. Yes, they all pretty much do. Some of the early games get the information from the console, and those are generic ones, I think. But yeah, Casey has germs. Nothing bad, but I need to catch up with chat more. You guys are lively tonight. I never understood how to play Solar Sailor. I learned it a little bit, but I couldn't tell you. Yeah, we'll have to. I would go on Atari Age and ask or search Intellivision config files and ask somebody that's actually smart on such things, knows what to say. Sprint arrives tomorrow, says Steven. I'm so pumped. I'm pumped too, and I already have one. I got 2 more coming. Do you ever think we'll get full box art mods for side-loaded stuff? There are Atari Age posts. There are people posting stuff. Don't share homebrew stuff. Those guys are going to get pissed, and it'll be bad. But original 125, nobody seems to be caring about that. There are people sharing files. They have to be sized a certain way. Otherwise, your menu's going to stutter, and you don't want that. 250 games he thought would fit on the menu. None of it's been confirmed. None of it's been tested. Nobody's tried it yet. Maybe Cyrus, but I can't remember exactly what he did. 1 in 9 or 3 and 7 on games that use the internal files. A lot of homebrews will still use that. Some homebrews, it's a button. Check the overlay or just start pushing them. It's a single button. My stomach's growling now. I'm like hour and a half past my dinner time. Oh, you're laughing at that. Now we're to the part where I showed off the booby pad. Nice wrist rest. Yeah, I had her open it, and she blushed a little bit, and she's fine with all that kind of stuff. I was scrolling through Facebook one day and saw that. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. I got to have that. It's going to be my game room mouse pad for up here. Intellivision homebrew scene is going to explode with the arrival of the Sprint. We've been talking about for a while behind the scenes. We knew this should happen. We'll see. Operation Shutdown. Whatever you do, don't get a mouse pad. Oh. You know what? I know you did that on purpose. He's already gone, so he won't even know. He won't even know. Bears fan Goomba. Yeah, Operation Shutdown. Ass. Finger red number 1. What the heck? I don't. Let me go over here. I can't see that one. You know what? That's weird. It stopped showing me. Comments are from 3 minutes ago, and I can't see them. But over here, they're there. Chris says, I wonder if the Burn Amico guys know about this. Oh, yeah, they all know. Most of them have kind of gone away, gave up. There's still some diehards. Luckily, I wasn't doing any YouTube before that, so they've never bothered me. I never did anything Amico related, but none of those YouTubers, none of one's trying to scam anyone. They're just trying to help out and do what YouTubers do, show you information. I still don't think it was a scam. I think it was just mismanaged, but we don't need to talk about that. But that's just my personal opinion. All right. So next we got a homebrew highlight. Boy, I usually do this in the first half hour. So this is Kangaroo. And what am I going to show you? We got something to show you. A special message as soon as I can get to the right screen here.
This is Brian from Brian's Man Cave, the programmer of Kangaroo for the Intellivision.
That is Brian's Man Cave, publisher of this and many other games, and he is still with us in chat. Always cool to have Brian's Man Cave here. So here you've got the front of the box. A lot of you might be familiar with this game. I was not until this version. I have since looked up other versions. Here is the full color manual. This is programmed by Brian's Man Cave. Intellivision Revolution is the publisher. Brian, will you have the ROM available for sale? That's one thing that people are going to want to know. Please let me know, sir. Great manual here, all the necessary information. Here is the cart. This is a new cart, not a recycled one. And here is what the overlay looks like. Sometimes it gets a little bright from the screen. So I've got my Intellivision 2 console and the Sprint hooked up simultaneous. Just need to flick a button. And we'll show it to you. Oh boy. There we go. I'm like, I don't have that one ready for the original console. There's Brian. That's my favorite splash screen. That thing looks great. Let me turn it up a little bit. I still don't have virtual audio. I will be working on that. I'm really tired of telling people I'm going to work on it and just haven't done it. Everyone's saying hello to Brian. Celebrity sighting Brian's Man Cave. Chris says, wow, cool. I liked Kangaroo on the Atari. I checked out the arcade version. I don't think I've played any version until this. Uh-oh. Brian says, I don't even have a box copy yet. And yes, there will be a ROM at some point. So, big question. Is that ROM going to be coming from Brian's Man Cave or Intellivision Revolution? I'm not sure, or both. I don't know. But tell people where to be looking for it, sir. All right. So now I'm playing on my Intellivision 2 controller. Skill level 1, because I'm not good at it. Number of players, 1 or 2. Now, nobody be mad, because I am not familiar with this game. I did play it for a few minutes. Oh. Am I supposed to get all these? Oh, wrong way. I'm assuming time runs out here. One more to get. I punched them. So now I've got my, I'm assuming it's my baby. The ROM will come from Brian's Man Cave, guys. When you're looking for the ROM, you're going to want, is it briansmancave.com? I don't want to put that out wrong. Plays really well. Good job, Brian. Here we go. Some extra ones. I'm not going to go down there and get them this time. Homebrew Highlight, just a quick one. I don't play too long. Just kind of show it all off. A little bit of gameplay. Sometimes I read the manual. Mike's Gaming Gala will give me crap if I don't. And actually, I didn't read the manual on this one yet. But it's easy to play. And I had no experience with it before. All right. Turn it off there. Let me get back to the Sprint. All right, what else we got here? 125 gameplay video update. So I have playlists for a lot of things, and the homebrew games, I have a playlist for Original 125 and Homebrew, and Stunt Cycle went live on Friday, every Friday, 3 a.m. Eastern, I think it is. No, wait. Yeah, 3 a.m. Eastern, something like that. On Friday, you're going to get a gameplay video. I've got them queued up into February. Stunt Cycle was this Friday. Royal Dealer, Original 125 game, will be this Friday. So definitely check out the playlist. If you're wondering what a game looks like, it's no talking, they're like 3 to 10 minutes ish, depending on the game and how long I can last. There's a joke for Poe. You're just going to see gameplay. You're going to see what it's like for that game. And I'm somewhere getting close to 100 on the homebrews. Eventually I'll have them all. It'll be a great resource just to go in and see what it looks like. Hey, someone told me this game's on Intellivision. Go check it out. See if it's right for you. You want to buy it. So check out the playlist. Let's go back and check out the poll. I haven't looked in a while. So the poll at the top is, what is your favorite sprint feature? I know I couldn't list them all, just 4. 52% after 69 votes. Wow. Side loading games is number 1 by far. 20% playing all modern homebrews. 16% HDMI output. And 12% using USB controllers. Everyone's saying hello, hello. Yeah, I played the 2600 version of kids, and I may have. I played a lot of 2600 at friends' houses, but I don't remember it if I did. I mean, I was young, and that was a lot of games. Brian saying, thanks to everyone. Operation Shutdown saying, this looks great, Brian. Plays good, too. Atari Creep, or Retro Creep. Retro Creep, formerly known as the Atari Creep, says, this looks wicked good. Chris, yes, this is similar to Donkey Kong. Bonus timer runs out, but jump for that fruit for the points, and you can punch out the enemies for points. Oh, cool. I know a little bit, just enough to show you guys, so I didn't have to hear crap from Mike. Great job, Brian. I will be buying it, says Poestyle. I'll be updating my ROMs for sale soon. So, yeah, definitely check out Brian's Man Cave website. He does sell some complete in-box games and sells some ROMs of his. All right, so cool stuff on eBay. Check this stuff out, guys. Let me get on the right spot. There's some cool stuff that you don't see too often, and I like showing stuff. Oh, come on, window. Not everything, but this is some cool stuff. Let's check it out. Let me get on the right starter page here. So this is a pretty rare Mattel Electronics 1982 catalog. I got mine for less than that, and I'm sure it'll go down in price if nobody's bidding, which so far nothing. But these are worth a lot. I don't think that much, but then you've got the rare Intellivision suitcase. That's what most of us call it. I have one sitting right back here. I've got a few messages from people saying, hey, did you see this? Did you buy this? I'm like, I already have one. And they're like, why am I not surprised? And if it wasn't so much, I'd buy a second one. But these, I did pay a lot for mine. I can't remember the amount. These are super ridiculously rare, and they are not easy to find or cheap when you do. But it's cool to see one out there. Learning Fun 1, one of the rarest games for the original 125, complete in box. It's got 2 days, 23 hours left. It's at 441. I expect it to go quite a bit higher than that. This is another cool item. Still new, never opened. A video plexer for the Intellivision, brand new. I had one of these brand new before when I collected the first time. I have several of these now, but not a new one. I don't know that I'll be going for that. We'll see what it goes for. What I don't like, it's from a brand new eBayer with zero feedback that just created the account recently. I'm like, even though we're kind of protected, that still makes me nervous as heck. So that was all the cool stuff I have. Check the poll. Ask Intellivision Gamer. I've been asked this a lot. This is a new segment. If you have a question on how something works, something personal about me, something about gaming, something about my collecting, whatever it is, you can ask me why I like Michelle. If you send me a message, I'm going to put it in here. This one is, will you be streaming with your Sprint now, or the original consoles? And I don't really know the answer to that. I think it depends. But for now, for a while, it's going to all be sprint. I want to play it as much as possible. I want to show it off as much as possible. And unless it's a game that I only have in cart form, or that for whatever reason I can't get it on the sprint to play it, I'll be using my sprint console for a while. So it's going to be the channel will be heavily focused on the sprint, bringing you guys all kinds of testing information, showing you games on it, playing on it. I want to cover everything sprint. All right. YouTube video highlight. That's another playlist I have. Usually not my videos are in this one. If someone shows a cool way to do something on a console, or it's a really good video that goes into depth, like some of Mike's Gaming Gala's videos, a review, some cool commercial video that shows a bunch of commercials. If I think it's relative to Intellivision and cool, that I think you should spend your time to watch it, I put it in that. It's called YouTube Video Highlight Playlist, and they all stay in. I don't remove them. If you have some free time, you want to see some cool stuff or some videos that are worth your time, go check out that playlist. And that's pretty much what I have. Where tonight, I kind of went way over. We are 2.5 hours in. There's still 30-something of you guys here. What kind of shaders, if any, are available on the sprint? I don't think any of that stuff's there. CRT, scan lines, none of it's going to be there because I don't think they're doing that. We asked about that because some people were asking. So yeah, definitely not any of that stuff going on. It's just all original OG stuff. Maybe, I guess it's possible. I can't remember I don't know if the JZ Intv emulator even is capable of that. I could be wrong. But right now, guys, DJC Game Studios, Astro Smashed. Let's go look it up real quick. And I'm going to send you guys a link. And you can just click it and go right to his stream. I hope he's already live. I'm sorry, DJC, for going late. Oh my gosh, there's him in bed. All right. Let me get it here. I can't do this. I wish I could just click continue all there like a raid. But here you go. I will be there as well. Let's go check out Chuck's stream. It's the last Astro Smash show. Click and go. I thank you guys for being here. It was a fun show. And I'll see you guys next week.
Rise up, get ready for the fight. The Intellivision gamer, shining so bright. Reviews and gameplay, he's got it all from classics to new. He stands tall, interviews and insights. He's on a mission, unleashing the power of Bradshaw intuition. He's got the knowledge, the passion untamed. Intelli-rocker burning with the flame. YouTube's his stage, says brothers unite. Intellivision gamer, he brings the light with the game console. He's making history, rocking the world with your nostalgia spring.